They opened the border
Muslim
for them.
countries.
Yeah, they were
Hold on,
sleeping.
are
They
you
were feeding
insane?
streets to
Are you
Europe.
insane?
They were
Are you
feeding
insane that you
freely.
think that
Who shoots
Israel,
them
after
when they're
thousands
asleep?
of Gazans, went into Israel to
Come on,
massacre
ridiculous,
Jews?
bro.
We will just say, sure, let the Palestinian refugees in our land. Dude, if you suggest this, I think that you should step out of this conversation. It's above your pay grade. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what Hamas is. You have no idea what Gaza is. And you have no idea what Palestinians want. If you think that Israel should accept the Palestinian refugees during the war, you are like, you don't understand nothing. I'm sorry, dude. No offense, but really, like nothing. It's so weird.
The question is simple. Did the Egyptians open the gates to their Muslim brothers and sisters? No. In
Yeah,
fact,
because he's a dictator, criminals. Yes,
the
yes, he's a criminal.
Egyptians, yeah, in fact,
Yes,
the
he's a
Egyptians,
dictator, criminals. Yes, yes, he didn't open the border. He opened it for the people who has like $10,000. If you want to flee, you have to pay to 5,000
right.
at least, minimum $5,000 to like. Who does
Hey,
that?
you know what I
Europe
seen,
doesn't.
Joe? Sorry to interrupt. I just seen something. There was an actual letter from Hamas signed that, you know, the people that are sleeping in tents on the beach, Hamas wants rent from them. Did you guys see that?
Be
Can you guys
surprised,
share?
Well,
to be
nothing is
honest.
free,
But
right?
yeah, everybody using those poor people,
What the
everyone, the
fuck, bro?
entire
Like,
world.
haven't they been through enough? Like, think about that. Why aren't people protesting
Hamas does
Hamas?
not care about Gaza or Dafat al-Gharbiyya or Ramallah or no,
You don't even
listen.
care. Not
This
only
is the
Hamas. Hamas
issue.
doesn't care. You
Of
don't
course we
care.
care.
Daniel doesn't
Of
care.
course
Nobody
we
cares.
care. The Gazan civilians have the biggest army in the world and they're not using it. They have the strongest army in the world and they're not using it to help them. Why? And then the supporters are against them. The IDF is there to protect them, to get rid of Hamas. Instead, you guys are attacking the IDF, who's there to save the innocent people. Think about that.
Like, come on. Like, who's attacking the
Come on,
Palestinians?
let's
It's
do
not.
that. Honestly, let's do that. 70,000 people died in 2 years out of a population of 2 million in a highly, highly dense area. Think about
Right.
that.
That's a lot,
Think
bro.
about that.
That's
No, no,
if you were
no.
to do.
Think about the size of Gaza, and only 70,000 people died.
36 hospitals.
And how many of them were combatants? How many of them
It's
were Hamas
unprecedented,
members?
baby. It's unprecedented. The
It's
accuracy
not.
of this war and the low civilian ratio, it's
It's not.
unprecedented in urban warfare. And if you compare it to the UN, usually it's about 1 to 9, 9 civilian for every militant. In this war, we're between 1 to and 1.5 to
1
1
to
to 2.
9.
It's amazing.
That's been debunked. Like, this 1 to 9 ratio is insane. That's insane. Like, that
No,
is.
that's the usual.
Just
That
That's a.
was
saying,
America's
That's
ratio in
just saying
insane.
it's
Fallujah.
just saying debunked doesn't really debunk stuff, dude. You can
A 1
actually
to
go
9
now and
ratio
look on the
is slaughter. Like, that's insane.
this is what happens in wars.
No,
Unfortunately, civilians die in wars. Aziz, sweetie, life isn't kindergarten. It's not a game like a
evidently.
video game that you play and you kill the trolls. No, in life, people actually die,
No, it doesn't
especially
have to
when you
be
use
this,
them.
though. It didn't have to be this.
Of course, it
I'm
didn't have
sorry,
to
it
be this.
didn't have to be
It's
this.
not, but
It
it's not
didn't have to be this.
but it's not a tragedy. It's a strategy. The more
It's not a
Palestinians
tragedy.
die,
The world will not look kindly on what happened. I'm sorry.
I
It
agree
can't.
with you. I agree, guys. You are expected to a very rough awakening, and it's already starting to kind of crumble. You're not noticing because you are in the core of it, and you actually believe the web of life. But yes, history will not be kind with you.
No,
No doubt.
I don't think you understand. Like, this idea of 1 to 9 ratios and all of these over intellectualizations of what's
I'm
happened
just
here. I mean,
saying that.
you
I'm
bombed
just saying
every
that compared,
hospital.
Aziz,
Every.
yes. What you're missing is that there were tunnels in every mosque and every hospital, and this is what
Daniel, come
happens
on.
when you are turning. No, I'm sorry, Aziz. I know you know it. It's not comfortable.
No, Daniel,
Truth is
man.
not
Come
comfortable.
on.
But at the end, everything is documented. Your lies run fast and cheap, and
Daniel.
truth It's slow and expensive. It will come out. Every single bomb that dropped in Gaza is documented, goes through legal procedures. Don't worry. The ICC, the ICJ, the only thing that they're doing is they're shooting their own legs. This is why they're being fucking sanctions right now. The judges, everybody that's participating in this lawfare against Israel is paying the price for their own corruption. And yes, the blowback will come. It's already starting. Look what's happening. UK is kind of starting to change their stance. They're arresting people now. Even like you have those 18 Palestinian actions that are now like in jail until 2007, 27. Now you're obsessed with those. You moved on to the next rage bullshit to fill your life.
Look, and there's no way you can try and intellectualize this. You did not need to bomb 36 hospitals. The threat of Hamas was not significant enough to kill that many innocent people. That's just the bottom line. You can
Oh,
call it a
you're right.
strategy.
The killing
How
You can
many
call
more
it
innocent
than a
what you
people
want.
thousand
died? You have no
people,
You
idea.
can
innocent
call it
youth,
what you want.
and then the kidnapping of 250 was not
Yeah,
significant. You're
terrible,
right. You're
terrible.
absolutely
It's
right,
terrible.
Aziz.
It's terrible. But you know, how long do you fight a monster until you become one? You know what I mean?
Well,
Because
as long as Hamas decides to stop being a coward and get out of
right,
behind civilian infrastructure and really fight soldiers like the cowards that they are,
you're exempt
right?
from morality
And then and
until then.
then the people of Gaza will say, you know what? These cowards are actually fighting on the fronts. They're actually outside. They're not in tunnels.
So you're exempt from morality as long as they're
I
in
mean,
tunnels.
Aziz, where is the Palestinian
Morality.
uprising, the resistance that we hear so much about? If they really are against Hamas and they are not supporting Hamas, and Palestinian resistance is almost like a synonym. Where the fuck is it, dude? Where's the brave resistant fighter resisting the oppressors? We don't see it. So Gaza launched a war, and now Gaza lost, and Gaza needs to admit defeat, give up, and surrender. It's very simple. It happened before many, many times.
There will
And
be
then we can move on.
extensive reporting on what happened there, and
That's fine. But
we won't get
first,
away.
I
We
understand, but
won't.
it didn't end yet. But the
I know
report will be done, I
it
believe,
will be
extensive reports. Don't worry.
extensive. It will be extensive.
100%.
You know, once upon a
Hey,
time, we
100%.
didn't think
Aziz, I have a quick
we did.
question. I want to understand from your side of the table because I'm on my side of the table. You said Palestinian. I just want to know, in your mind, what is a Palestinian, please?
Yeah. So I mean, we can. I mean, it doesn't. It can essentially remove the labeling. I think that's kind of how we try to conflate and confuse things. But ultimately, what I'm referring to is like people that are non-combatant, just women and children that depended on those hospitals, depended on those aid points, checkpoints that were bombed, depended on all of those things, those that infrastructure, civilian infrastructure that you bombed. Those are the people I'm referring to. I don't want you to conflate it between militants and combat operatives and all of this stuff because the reality is all of them weren't fighters and they all were made to suffer, and that is collective punishment.
Aziz,
And if you
are there
endorse that,
military
then
bases in Gaza? Are they
Okay,
uniform?
I 1 second, please, because I really, really want to grasp this. So, Aziz, your definition of a Palestinian is a person or any person who is reliant on services that were bombed. Is that what I'm understanding?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, do I have to explain what a Palestinian is? Is somebody that was there, lived there, stayed there in that general region, you know, prior to, and has history of and has a heritage of in the region. So prior to 1948, a lot of the people of the 2 million people we're referencing, a majority of them, if not all of them, had family and had lived there prior to 48. So I'm referencing those people, whether
Okay,
they're
so
Jewish,
it's
Christian.
hinged. So it's
Yeah.
hinged on 1948, correct?
No. What I'm saying is that it's not hinged on 48. They were Palestinian prior and they were Palestinian post 48. So I'm referencing those people that lived there, were expelled from there, the people that remained, those Palestinians. I'm referencing those people. Those people that refused to
Okay,
leave because they didn't. Why would they have to
refuse to
leave? Why
leave.
do they have to leave?
Those people. Okay.
Yeah, why do
Okay,
they
I
have
think
to
I'm
leave?
getting a clearer understanding. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I could clarify. Why did
But
they
of
have to
course,
leave?
when it comes to this is the problem with Aziz's argument. And I don't blame him because he's so saturated in a far leftist ideology. He just does not seem to look beyond 1948. For instance, if you ask Aziz, he will say, look, politics does not take place in a vacuum. Well, indeed, that is one of the rules of political science. In fact, it's one of the underlying principles of the polity. Nothing happens in a vacuum. Sure, but that argument somehow is not applied to all that happened to the Jews, all that the Muslim empires have done,
Well, I don't
changing
endorse that, Alpha. So
changing demographics, changing society, impacts, coercion. So when it comes to 1948, then all that's when history
but I can
begins. That's when
reject that.
politics begin.
I can denounce
Correct?
that. I can denounce that, Alpha. I
But it's
can
not
say
just a
that
matter
any
of
time,
denunciation.
I can say any time um, a Jew was unlawfully killed, I reject that and I condemn that, right? But what I can't grasp and come to terms with is that, and everybody will say, well, I'm being a leftist and I'm being this, and I'm actually quite conservative in my beliefs, right? But the reality is that a lot of women and children suffered and are suffering. And if you think that there's no other approach, then fair enough. If you think that there's no other way to do this, then fair enough. If that's what you
No, we
believe,
could agree that there
right,
may be alternatives.
right.
And
Well,
that's why when we
that's my
ask,
concern. Then
what
that's
should
my
have
concern.
Israel done in response?
No, no,
There is
hold on. Before
silence
you
all
go
of a
to
sudden.
hold on, before you go to Israel, one thing is, for example, don't draft children below the age of 18 to war. Right? Let's agree. As this, do
Yeah,
you agree that children should not take any part of war? Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Also, not the soldiers.
yeah,
Now, are you aware of the situation in Gaza? Do
yeah.
you believe? Let me ask you this: do you believe that in Gaza, in order to be a so-called fighter, you need to be 18 like in Israel, or can you be 14 or 9? What do you first of all? What do you believe, or what do you know that is happening there? Now, let's have an honest conversation. If you really care
So
about the children, and
right,
I believe that you're honest, so let's talk about those children.
right. So let's talk about those children. So then so the moment we say that they're under 18, so they cannot be soldiers, why are we treating them as such? If they're
What?
13 or 9 or 10, like you say, then why are we bombing them? Like, where is our morals? Are we
No, no,
exempt from morality because
hold on.
they've made
Before
the
we go to the
decision?
bombing them, hold on. Let's say a 13-year-old with a machine gun will start shooting. Okay. Now you see shots coming from a building, right? And you attack back. Obviously, why would it be a child doing the shooting? Like, and what do you think happens at war when you get shot at? Do you think you go and you're like, hello, excuse me, driver license and registration, please? No, you eliminate a threat. Aziz, I think that you guys live like amazing for you, like, but you live in a fantasy world, okay, where you think that war is like a game. You can like a sport game. Judge, stop, stop. He did this because if this was a game, none of the Palestinians would be allowed on the field without their fucking uniforms. The reason that you have so many civilian casualties is because in the Palestinianism, starting from Gaza, going through all the way to the UN and people like you're talking about 70,000 Palestinians. How many militants? How many? You don't distinguish. Gaza doesn't have a military base, an area that is restricted only for. No, everything is the same. They don't have uniform. When the Hamas leaders went outside, and we have documents of this, like Sinwar, they dressed up as women. Many of the journalists and the doctors were working for Hamas. This is where the problem lies, sweet Aziz. When you are conflicting between those protected uh, objects and people and using and exploiting them for war, and then cry when the people that you exploited die, that is the opposite of being moral, humane, or whatever. Okay? And I think that you do know exactly what I'm talking about. And the only reason that you would disagree with me, because it's all factual and you can stop me at any point and I will actually bring you proof that you can see with all two eyes, not opinions of some biased organization. That is the reality of the ground. Hamas, as you like to say, and you condemn them, terrorist organization. Yes, they're a terrorist organization. They abide by no law, and they are the government of Gaza for almost 2 decades. So yes, it's not a bunch of men that are doing crazy shit. It's a
It's a bunch
radical
of children that are doing
genocidal.
crazy shit.
Also the children.
Yeah.
Go and listen
Okay.
to Gazans. Go and listen to Gazans that share their
So they
life
need to die
experience.
as well.
They are being sacrificed to die. What do you think that we can do?
Okay. So
What we do?
so
I
who's
mean,
doing the
unfortunately,
sacrificing?
if you use a child and you send them to plant an IED, or if you send a child,
So every child that died was planting an IED. Is
no,
that what we're saying?
no.
Or had an
Every
AK-47.
At the end of the day, and this is again, you are using Palestinian blood to attack Jews, and this is the sickness of
I'm
the
not
Free
attacking
Palestine movement.
Jews.
I'm
I'm not
answering you, and I
attacking
will
Jews.
give you
I'm defending
out of the
Palestinians.
70,000. Okay, X are militants. Okay, around 30,000. Okay, now the rest you have no information about what is the reason that they die. Now, in your mind, which is weird because you are a grown man in a way, you do know that people die in general in Gaza. If there would be no war, even if it will be, we move it to Switzerland, people will still die because this is like life. You know about it. And you will have 15,000 people that would die over the course of 2 years. So add that to the tally. And how many of them died from missiles that they launched out of the thousands of rockets or tens of thousands of rockets? About 10 of them fail and fall on Gaza, like El Ahali
Daniel,
Hospital that they
140
said, hold
journalists,
on. Yes,
36
140 journalists.
hospitals.
No, listen, there are no journalists in Gaza. That's
There's no
nonsense, okay?
journalists in Gaza.
No, none of them is a
Well, they
journalist.
140 have been killed
No,
plus.
no, no.
No,
140
this is a
people
fact.
that no, they
Some
made
of them American, some of them
some of
British.
them. They made an AliExpress order of press vest, and they count everybody that is wearing this press vest. Okay, and you call them
They blew up
journalists.
3
Now, what
veterans
you're
from
doing
the
is
British Army.
you. This is exactly the problem. You're exploiting all the protections
There's no
that we, the
exploitation. These are
civilized
facts.
world, want to give to journalists, to doctors. But you guys, your evilness, you are such a corrupt ideology that you will take
This is
advantage
hate
of
speech.
everything that is meant to protect humanity, and you are like a cancer. You will use it.
This is hate
You destroy
speech.
the UN, the ICC, the ICJ, everything. The Eurovision now is being destroyed. Free Palestine is a cancer on civilized society. And I will tell you, on top of this, and I will end with this, there are many forces that are promoting this, not just people with a radical ideology, but also China and Russia, because this topic destabilizes the West, and they cannot fight the West with weapons. They know that this topic is a polarizing one, so this is why they would put more emphasis on brainwashing idiots like you, Aziz. Well, you, it's easy because you are prone for this because of your religion, but other useful idiots, and they would use it to de-radicalize the West. And you are participating.
Look, let me just say one thing. I'm sure the things I say probably overlap in like the Venn diagram of people that hate Jews. I'm sure some of the things I say, people that hate Jews say the same thing. But I'm not saying anything hateful. It just happens to somewhat, to some degree, overlap on the Venn diagram. But the reality is, I'm not saying fuck these people are cancer and they're rats and no, I'm not saying these words have not come out of my mouth. And the reality is, the only person watering down the truth here is you. When you kill 140 journalists and you block 36 hospitals, right?
Quran calls
And
the
and the
Jews
Wash
worse than animals.
and the Washington Post did a survey on, and they asked a large portion of Jews, a large portion of them, 60% said they believe Israel has committed war crimes, and 39% believe that there is a genocide occurring in Israel.
Oh,
These are
they
Jews. These are
believe.
Jews.
Oh, hold
They
on.
don't
I'm
hate
sorry.
themselves. They don't
I
hate
stand
Israel. They
corrected.
don't hate
I'm taking
Judaism. They
back
don't
everything
hate
that
anyone.
I said about facts. Silly me. You are talking. You have a survey of how people actually feel. Oh my God! So you're saying that the majority actually feel that Israel committed crimes? You should have started with this. Would have wasted the entire conversation.
Well,
I'm
you've
sorry.
given me your feelings.
No, you gave me
You
like
feel that
a.
you can
It's a
kill children if
knockdown.
they
Aziz, you
if
win. You win. You
no
take
But
you
the
gave me
win.
your
You
but
win.
feelings.
can someone define the difference between a conflict and a genocide, Aziz?
I'll tell you the
Aziz, can you
difference.
name
I'll
10
tell you the
children
difference.
that you claim are
I
I'll
mean,
tell you the
killed by IDF
in
with
light of the
proof?
fact that we had an
Name,
Armenian genocide,
please, just, I want to ask a question. Aziz, can you
I
name
was
10
asking a question,
children
sir.
that you believe, shut the fuck up,
No,
that you
because I was asking
believe,
the question first and you interrupted. Have some
oh my
manners.
God.
Wait, your turn. Okay, Aziz, I
hmm
was asking you, can you distinguish the difference between a conflict and a genocide? I'm not finished. In light of, we have historical examples of the word genocide with the Armenian genocide. You know how many people died in the Armenian genocide, Aziz? You know what percent of the people died? You know how they died? They
hmm
died, they didn't have arms. They didn't have 20,000 missiles aimed at Turkey. They were stripped of their arms, and 75% of the people were killed, men, women, and children. That was how they used the word genocide, because the purpose was to wipe out the whole gen, to side them, to genocide them, to wipe out a whole people. Now, what is the stated purpose? What about the Cambodian genocide? Do you know how many people died there, Aziz? It's a word you like to use, genocide, so I would think you know.
Yeah,
What? One third of them, were they armed? They were
yeah.
not armed. What about the Jewish genocide called the Holocaust, which I don't know if you believe in or not that it happened, but were those Jews armed? Did they have tunnels going into German places? They
hmm
did not. This is a conflict, okay? And you are bastardizing the term genocide.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I
One
believe it's a
third
genocide.
of the people killed were armed militant terrorists. The purpose was to get hostages back. The purpose was to wipe out the tunnels. Okay? This is not a genocide, this is a conflict. And if you look at other conflicts going on right now, and you know this, Aziz, that the proportion of civilians that are killed are much
hmm
greater because Israel did take a great effort to minimize what's called, insensitively by the way, collateral damage. So do not use this term genocide because you have a confirmation bias and you want to belittle everything
No,
that
that's
we
not
agree with.
why I use it. That's not why the
Well,
genocide
you know the
scholars use
difference
it. That's
between
not
1.5
why Omar
million and
Bartov
80,000,
uses it.
right?
That's not why Omar Bartov uses it. That's not why John Mearsheimer uses it. That's not why we use it. That's not. We're not
They
just
use it
being
because they're
biased.
anti-Semites and they're
They're
being
not.
paid by
They're
Qatar.
Jews. They're Holocaust. Some of them are Holocaust survivors, in fact.
Yeah, like
So
who? Norman Finkelstein?
I mean, the list goes on.
That doesn't mean anything. He's explaining his own
You think John
background because he
Mearsheimer
wants
is
to sell more books.
disingenuous? You think you think John Mearsheimer has an agenda? You think
Of
that's what
course
he
he
has?
does.
You think he hates Jews? He hates
I
himself?
don't know what he hates. Don't put words in my mouth. But do you know the
I'm
difference?
asking you. I'm
Can you
asking you.
tell me the difference between the collateral damage that is in Gaza? Give me another example of another conflict right now and show me where the ratio is less. Read Newsweek magazine. It said it was a very clean cut war.
There's many metrics that make it a genocide. The reality is they don't have a navy.
Show
They
me
don't have
where
an air.
it's not any
Oh,
different than any conflict. Show me
well,
where it's not different than any other
well,
conflict going on.
I'll
How
tell you
many
why it's
people died in
different.
Syria?
They
Three
don't have an
hundred
air
thousand died in
force.
Syria.
I'll tell you why it's different. They don't have an air force. They don't have a
That
navy.
has nothing. They shouldn't be
No.
picking fights. But
Well,
they came
okay.
in there
So
and they
now
killed
it's not
15.
picking fights. So now
Why?
it's not
Why are
about.
you
It's not
picking
about the
fights? That
facts.
has nothing to do
It's
with
about
it.
your
They have
feelings.
arms. The fact that one side has more arms or less arms does not mean anything.
It does
Okay?
mean something. Actually,
It
it
means
means a
that
lot.
they're fighting a conflict poorly.
No, it doesn't mean. It means
If they
something.
are armed, it's
It
not a
means
genocide. If the purpose is to remove those arms so more October 7th don't happen, it is not a genocide. It is an October 7th aside. Don't you not understand that?
that this is
The purpose is
ridiculous.
to protect people, not to kill people.
That's ridiculous.
Why aren't you saying that the 1,500 or 1,200 that died is not a genocide? Why aren't you saying
That
that?
I say it's terrible. I condemn that.
But you're not calling it a genocide.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what's because
Why?
this is the problem. This is the problem. You know, you want me to feel incredible. I feel I'm compassionate. I feel it. I feel it. I
I
say that.
didn't say compassion.
Right,
I didn't say
one.
anything like this. You
But
are
this is
putting
the
words in my
problem.
mouth.
This
I
is the
don't want you to
problem.
feel anything. I
Right,
want you to know the
but this
definition.
is the
I want you
problem.
to be honest when you say the word
Yeah, I am
genocide.
being honest. You know, maybe if you land your plane, you know what I mean.
No, because first of all, you're putting words in my mouth, and I have to clarify. Every time you put words in my mouth that I didn't say, I'm going to have to stop you in
Well,
your
you
tracks.
said you put words in
I
mine.
said make the distinction between 80,000, 30,000 of which were militants, armed terrorists. Okay, that leaves 50,000 called collateral damage, which you'll find in every conflict and every conflict. What
There's
is the
believed to be
difference
100,000 injured as well.
between the genocides that I have mentioned?
There's believed
You
to be
know how many people
100,000
died in the
injured as
Native
well.
American genocide? 95% of the red man died. Okay, and they happen to be armed. Okay, but that's a whole different story. 95%. Where is this a genocide? Do you see how
They
ridiculous
don't
this
have a
looks?
navy or an air force. The threat of
Well,
the existential
well,
threat
why would anybody do an
is
October
not
7th if they don't
sufficient.
have a Navy or Air Force? No,
Stanley,
it's
Stanley,
not about
Stanley,
genocide. It's about
Stanley,
stupidity. You're not
Stanley.
saying that you're not, by saying that they don't have an Air Force or Navy, does that give them the right to go
It
in and
doesn't give
kill
them any rights.
50,000?
This isn't about
What? Well, of
rights.
course,
This
that's
is about
exactly the point. Because they did not have a right.
they don't have the
They did
right.
not have a right
But
to do
neither do
that.
you.
And Israel has a right to defend
Neither do
herself.
you.
That's exactly what's going on.
Just
You are
because
agreeing now that Israel is acting within her rights, and they did not act within their rights. You are agreeing right now that Hamas did not act within its rights. You're
right,
also agreeing that they
but
didn't
then
act
where
wisely
but
because if you don't have a military to back up your adventures, you shouldn't be doing it.
I've
Really,
already
the honest of
condemned.
genocide is on Hamas
If you
because
just
they
want to
got
go
their
on an
people in
emotional
this
rant, let me
because
know when
they
you're done.
want to control.
If you want to go on an emotional rant, let me know when you're done.
Well, don't provoke me with telling me what you think I said.
No, you could
Now,
just carry
try
on.
to
I'm not
talk some
gonna
sense.
speak. Just let me know when you're done.
Explain to me
Just let me
how.
know when you're done. I can't explain to you if you keep
Well,
speaking.
make some sense. I'm listening now.
Right. The reality is, I condemned what happened on October 7th, but the reality is, Hamas did not pose a sufficient enough, and yes, Israel should retaliate and will retaliate and did retaliate, but they did not pose a sufficient enough existential threat to justify the level of brutality that the Palestinians faced, combatant or non-combatant, anyone should not be facing that. And I actually think that Israel did need to respond, should have showed military strength, should show solidarity with their people, and showed a level of military aggression. But what we saw is not conducive with the way we should be conducting ourselves
Okay,
post
what would
war.
have been
And
sufficient for
that's
you?
the truth.
What would
This
have been
isn't me
Can
hating
you
sufficient?
Jews.
can you guys
What would have been
just
sufficient for you?
This isn't
one
me
second? Can you
hating
just
Jews.
repost this
I'm not
Pennywise in the
hating
chat that
Jews.
is saying that we deserve 7th of October and supporting terrorism?
And why does it have to always be an
What was
existential
that?
threat,
What was
Aziz?
that,
Why
Danny?
do all the Jews have to be
If they
wiped
can
out for them to
people
respond?
repost
Aziz,
Pennywise from
why
the
do
chat.
all the Jews have to be wiped out for them to respond? You said it was
They
not
don't
an
have to be wiped
existential.
out. What are we
What?
talking about? I condemned it already.
You just said it wasn't an existential attack, which
Yeah.
what you're trying to say is we had no right to respond because it wasn't
No, I just told
existential.
you have the right to respond. You're putting words in my mouth.
Okay, so we did have the right to
No,
respond
you
and we
definitely didn't
responded.
say that.
No, I definitely did. You
You
just
didn't
Well,
say
then
that. You
ignored
said
me.
the
I need to stay
complete opposite
corrected.
of that.
No, I said they should have showed military aggression and strength.
Not
I
fucking say
well,
that.
you're
No
not paying
fucking way
attention,
you said
Harry.
that.
So,
No,
Why
I'm
did you
paying
even
very
bring up
close attention, and
existential
you did not say.
response?
Harry, just stop being emotional.
Why did you even bring up
He thinks that
existential
it's
response?
okay to go into people's houses,
Harry,
drag them out
Harry,
of their
slow
house,
down.
rape the women, rape the
Ha-
children, kill them,
Harry,
kill the
Harry,
animals, the
just stop
pets
being
that they
emotional,
have.
bro.
You know, that's he thinks that's
Just
okay,
stop
and that we
crying,
should
bro. It's
forgive
embarrassing.
any retaliation. That's
It's
what he
embarrassing.
thinks.
It's
He lives in
embarrassing, Harry.
fucking La La Land, fantasy
Harry,
land.
it's
Well, sorry
embarrassing.
to tell you, Aziz, you can stay
Let
in England and
let me
entertain crumpets, but
let
we're gonna fucking
yeah. Just
retaliate, motherfucker.
your
Aziz,
You
IQ is
come in
probably
and
like
Aziz,
attack us,
65,
we're
bro.
retaliating, you motherfucker.
You're
there were
just
more
embarrassing
births.
everyone on
There were more
stage.
person deaths in Gaza in the last 2
I
years
don't
than
give
there
a
was
fuck,
genocide.
motherfucker. You can go kill
Yeah,
yourself where I
you're embarrassing.
Well, come
fuck
on,
yourself with the
You're
Aziz.
fucking
yeah.
The
Palestinian fuck deal.
population of Gaza
Let's
grew.
dial down on the emotion. Yeah, let's
Aziz, the
just stick to the
population of
facts.
Gaza grew in the last
Let's
2 years.
get into reality, Aziz. What you said was
Sorry, Stanley
100%
was
false,
speaking.
and you're
Harry, can we
fucking
let Stanley
retarded.
finish? Can we let Stanley finish, or what are we doing here?
The fuck up. How
Yeah,
about that?
yeah, yeah.
No, how is it a genocide if the population of Gaza, okay, and the fact that we do have an air force and a navy and all this, and it's really, if you think about it, how relatively small the collateral damage is, you're just proving that it's not a genocide because there was no intention to make massive killing there because they do have an air force. You just buried yourself because we do have the means. They had very little means, and they maximized whatever little means they had to do the massive amount of killing.
Hmm.
We had the maximal means, and we did minimal amount of damage. So do you see where this is going, Mr. Aziz?
No,
Where
no,
is the
no.
genocide? Where is the
He
intention of
said they don't
genocide?
have an air force, they don't have a
Yeah,
navy,
just
so it's
Harry. You don't
okay.
have to
Like,
cry. It's
that's
a
the
bit
most
embarrassing,
retarded shit
Harry.
I've ever heard.
Harry,
It's
it's
okay to
embarrassing,
commit
bro.
terrorist attacks because they don't have an air force or a navy.
Harry, you're
Like, bro, do
embarrassing
you hear
yourself,
what
If
you're
bro.
I can
saying?
make an interjection,
You're
folks.
embarrassing yourself by
You're
saying what
embarrassing
you said.
yourself.
You
You're
sound
making
like
everybody
a
look bad, bro.
fucking retard. I don't speak for everybody. I speak for
Yeah,
myself.
yeah, I
Fucking
know that's the
retard. Fuck.
problem.
They don't have a
Let
military.
me
They don't have an air force. So it's
Yeah,
not okay
yeah.
that Israel retaliates.
A
You
little
hear how
less
dumb you
estrogen,
sound?
yeah.
You sound like a
Tone
fucking
down the
retard, bro.
estrogen. Tone
You
down the
sound like
estrogen,
a
man. You got
fucking
this.
retard.
I'll
No?
say
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Slow down with the estrogen, man.
I'll
You got
say
this.
this that
Yeah, I'll slow down fucking
those
your
in
mom. How
Slow down, man. Slow down.
those in the chat, you're free to come up. You're free to come
these
up
fucking
and
retarded
have.
fucks come in here and tell
Yeah,
us what we can and can't do.
yeah.
How
You'll
about
But
you
be
worry about
okay,
eating
man.
your
It's
fucking
okay.
tea and crumpet?
It's
but
How
okay.
about you worry about the UK,
It's
okay?
okay.
Mr.
answer.
fucking
It's okay.
Pakistani living in the fucking
You're gonna be
UK.
okay,
Shut the
Harry. You're
fuck
gonna be okay.
But if
It's gonna be
Pakistan.
okay, Harry. You know what I mean?
We're very okay. Don't
It's
worry. We
okay.
won the
It's gonna
war.
be
We're very
okay.
okay. We're sitting very
Yeah,
fine and
yeah,
okay. Don't
yeah. You
worry.
don't
And
sound
then you
okay,
guys
but
still
it
crying
will
about
be
it.
okay.
Woo!
You don't
All
sound
the rain
okay.
and the flooding in Gaza is because of the IDF.
Yeah, it's
Woo!
gonna be okay,
Woo!
Harry. Don't
You
worry,
guys
man.
sound
But
delusional.
but let me just say
Delusional,
one thing.
retarded fuck.
Let me just say one thing. Let me just say one thing, right? The logic I'm using, you would you would have hoped to have been. Well, let me just say one thing. If I could just say one thing, let me just say one thing. The logic I'm using, right? You would hope you would have wished to
There
have
is
been
no
Ben.
logic.
You 1 second,
You're not
just
using
breathe,
any
just
logic,
breathe.
actually. That's
Harry,
not
just breathe.
logical at
You
all.
sound
What you're
upset. You
saying
sound
is not
upset.
logic.
Tell me where I hurt you, Harry, and I'll say sorry. Tell me where it hurts the
I can
most,
tell
Aziz,
you where
Harry.
I hurt your mom.
Where does it hurt the
Aziz,
most, Harry?
Aziz,
Point
please let
Ask
point
your
me
mom.
where I
Phoenix.
hurt
Please,
you.
Aziz, please let Phoenix speak.
Ask your
Go ahead,
mom now.
Phoenix.
Yeah, Harry, shut the fuck up and let Phoenix speak,
Ask your
bro.
mom now. I heard her very
Yeah.
nice.
Go on, Phoenix. Go on, Phoenix.
It's phonics, you fucking retard.
Harry,
Learn how to
shut
read
the
English,
fuck up. Let Phoenix speak. Shut the
retard.
fuck
Learn how
up,
to read
bro.
English. There's no E there. So would
Shut
it
up,
be
you little
Phoenix,
boy.
you fucking
Shut
retard?
your mouth.
Retarded Pakistani fucks. Learn English.
I love Harry.
This is not true. This is not true. Well, why does Omar Bartov disagree? Why does why do the genocide scholars disagree?
So, Aziz, I've been listening to you for a long time. Why do you want to turn everything into like random authorities nobody's heard of? Like,
Because I don't get the chance to speak, so I'm just gonna name drop.
but you've been
How about
speaking.
that?
As far as I've heard, that
I haven't had a
you've been
chance.
speaking for
No,
quite. You're the main
I
person who's
haven't.
speaking, and you
Phoenix
have the.
spoke,
You've got the
then the
very
other guy
nice
spoke, then
benefit of
Harry spoke.
speaking in received pronunciation, but not all of us are that glued to the American accent. What is your deal? Are you some sort of a
Yeah, I'm a
terror?
goddamn redneck, man. I love me some damn
Well,
Israel, know
I'm
what I
just
mean?
saying now.
Man, I love America,
At some
man.
point, you're turning yourself into the Geico
Go.
gecko, and
This reminds me of Vietnam, man.
becoming the Geico gecko is
Idiot. You're
not.
an idiot. Andrew, you're an idiot.
It doesn't really suit
You're
you,
an
my
idiot.
friend.
Can we get someone else speaking? Andrew,
Can I say something? So again, the religionofpeace.com daily statistics on Islamic jihad around the world. This week, 12 attacks, 32 killed, 24 injured, zero suicide blasts. Wow, that's an accomplishment. 6 countries, right? Just now, I was watching a video of a Hindu man being lynched, burnt to death in Bangladesh, tied to a tree just because he's Hindu by a mob full of jihadis. Right? Last week, terrorist attack in Australia, and I think they arrested 7 more people.
Shout out the Muslim man who stopped it. Those guys are not Muslim that did it. So how about that?
I
What
think
do you
he was
mean?
actually a Christian, maybe Lebanese. I'm not quite sure, but that's something to actually explore.
What do you mean
Yeah, I don't.
by they're not
I don't.
Muslim, Aziz? What do you mean
There was
by
a
they're
Muslim
not
man who
Muslim?
risked his life to save them.
Yeah, we know that. We appreciate
I
that.
congratulate him.
Great.
I think
No,
he's a
I
hero.
would
He's
rather
a
not
hero.
have a Muslim man.
he's a
I would
hero.
rather not
He's a
have some
hero.
Muslim man
What do
kill
you
me.
mean
I
by
don't.
they were not Muslim, the perpetrators?
Yeah, they weren't. That's not you. You can't kill innocent people and be a Muslim. You
But
can't.
they were Muslim.
Right. Well, you're
How
not.
do
Well,
you help
it's
your
like
own
saying.
cause
I'll tell
by
you why they're not
denying that?
Muslim. It's like saying you're vegetarian and you're going to a steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Okay.
what I mean?
You're
It's a little
not
different.
helping your
You know what I
own
But
mean?
cause.
Chava,
So
You're
do the
not
maths on
that
that.
helping your own
Do
cause
the
by
maths.
denying that they were Muslims.
Do the maths
Okay?
on that.
Unless Muslims, the moderate ones, the peace-loving ones, speak up, okay,
They don't have to.
against
Why
the
do they have to speak
against the
in the name of
evil amongst
terrorists?
their own, we can take you
Guys,
seriously.
guys, you know,
No,
I'm
but do you
Egyptian
have
and
to speak in the like?
my grandfather is Germany.
Nobody
See,
cares, bro. And if you interrupt like that again, you're
he's
not going
from
to be allowed
Adolf
up on
Hitler.
stage. No, 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 no. Shut the fuck up. And if you guys don't have proper decorum, like right now, Chava has the mic. Please stop interrupting her, Aziz. Let her finish. Stop showing
That wasn't
weakness
me.
in your argument by interrupt. Yes, you were. You were interrupting her when she was trying to talk about, and you were like, "Well, he's not a Muslim." Let her finish, then you can rebuttal. Go ahead, Chava.
Thank you. I was kind of done. I was just trying to say, if the moderate ones don't speak up against the evil amongst them and the radical Islamism and jihad amongst them, then it's very hard for us to take you seriously. Like, you're literally denying their identity. They were Muslim, okay? They did this in the name of Islam. And I can't take people like you or others seriously if you're claiming they're not Muslim. You're not helping your cause, okay, by not speaking up against what's going on in your own community, actually. So
But
please,
that's not my community. Like
if
this
you
is the
really
problem.
care, instead of saying they're not Muslim, say, this is not the type of Islam that I represent, and I'm going to speak up against it because it has to stop.
No, but this is ridiculous. Like
Do
I
you
don't
really
ask you.
believe that
This
these
is
motherfuckers are gonna
okay.
do that?
Yeah,
These
Harry,
people are
just
the
breathe,
lowest
bro.
of the
Harry,
lowest
breathe,
pieces of
bro.
shit on the earth.
You're just
They'll never
crying, bro.
speak
You're a
up
little bitch,
against it.
bro.
They'll never
You're a
speak up
faggot, bro.
against it
Shut
because
up,
they're
man.
cowards. They're fucking
Listen to
cowards. They
this little
hide behind
boy.
their
Listen
fucking
to this little
children.
boy.
They hide behind their fucking
Guy's
women.
upset,
And then
man.
they lie to Takia all day long. That's
Say
all
I
these
hurt you and
fucking
I'll
pieces of shit
apologize.
do. You
Tell
piece
me
of
you're
shit
upset and I'll
motherfucking terrorist
apologize.
supporters. That's all you motherfuckers are.
Tell me you're
Aziz is
upset and
ever
I'll
gonna stay here
apologize.
and say, hey, you know what? I
Did I hurt
condemn
you,
what they
Harry?
do. And they're Muslim.
Are you
And we
hurt,
should
Harry?
have that in my religion. They will never say that shit.
Listen to this
Never.
teenager. This
Never.
guy's a bitch, bro.
Teenager, bitch, I'm fucking older than you,
You're a bitch,
motherfucker.
bro.
I can
Well, act
scream. I
like it
can
then.
yell
Act
if I
like it,
want
bro. Act
because
like it,
I
bro.
have passion.
Act like
I
it,
have
bro.
love. I have
Act
passion
like
for
it.
my religion, for my people. Unlike you,
Well,
bitch, you're
let me
gonna
tell
sit
you
here and
something.
fucking simp
Let me
for
just say
them,
one thing.
simp
Let me
for
just say one
fucking
thing.
terrorists all day
Right.
long.
Just
And
breathe,
you
bro.
retards in this room are gonna sit here and
Just
listen to
breathe,
him,
bro.
thinking that you're gonna change his
You're just
mind.
upset,
You're
bro.
never gonna
You're
change
obviously
this fuck's
upset, bro.
can
mind.
I?
He's a tequila piece of
You're
shit
upset, bro.
Muslim.
You're
And he'll
upset, bro.
always be, and all the Muslims are pieces of shit.
Yeah. Well,
I
yeah.
don't give a
Thank you
fuck
for
what
being.
anybody in
Thanks
this
for.
room says. You guys are all pieces of shit. You say
Right.
you hate Israel, you're a
You
piece of
hearing that,
fucking
guys?
shit. Fuck you.
You hearing
And
that,
fuck
guys?
Muslims.
I'd like to make
I think
Let me just say one thing. Just a quick statement. Just quickly, right? The logic I'm using.
Shut the
You.
fuck
One
up. How about
second.
that?
Shut your
How
mouth,
about the fuck
you
you
little
shut the
boy.
fuck up? How about
Shut your
that?
mouth, you little
How
boy.
about that? How about you shut the fuck up? How about that?
Fucking.
Hello, everyone. May I say something, please?
Yeah, sure. And then just give me a minute. Um, I don't know where we started, but Vic, I don't know. Maybe the other mods have decided to change the direction of the room. That's okay. Um, but I'll say this: there was a statement and an interview by the ABC with the head of the Australian National Imams Council. What's interesting is in that statement that they published officially on their website, they've refused to mention the Jews. For instance, they said that this is what they said, and not a single mention of the Jews, as if the attack was against some people, not specifically Hanukkah, not specifically Jews. This is what they said. The Australian National Imams Council, ANIC, the Council of Imams New South Wales, and the Australian Muslim community unequivocally condemned the horrific shootings in Bondi, or Bondi as they say in America. These acts of violence and crimes have no place in our society. Those responsible must be held fully accountable and face the full force of the law. Our hearts, thoughts, and prayers are with the victims, their families, and all those who witnessed or were affected by this deeply traumatic attack. And the statement goes on. But what's interesting, throughout this entire 5 paragraph statement, they never once mentioned that their solidarity is with the Jewish people who were the main victims and main targets of this genocidal attack. And it was genocidal in intent by these two people, primarily because their intentions were to, to inflict as much fatalities against the Jewish community for celebrating Hanukkah by the beach, by the ocean. And I'm quite privy to the fact that I know why they failed, or rather purposefully decided to omit the words Jewish or our Jews or whatnot. It's quite interesting. Yes, I've said it before. Ahmed Al Ahmed, a Syrian owner of a fruit market, did intervene. However, that's not the problem here. It's not a matter of acknowledging who intervened. It's a
He's
matter.
also receiving death threats from other Muslims right now.
Yes, yes. In fact, many people are meeting with him in while he's recovering in hospital, and I'm sure sooner or later he will receive death threats. In the same way that a
No,
lot
he
of
no no he is. He's actually receiving death threats. They interviewed his brother. He's been receiving death threats. The whole family's
I'm
been
sure he
receiving
is.
death threats.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be surprising. It shouldn't be surprising because it's the same death threats that uh, Manji received. The same death threats that some gay Muslim lesbians, I don't know what that means, but some gays and lesbians or transgenders who claim to be Muslim and apparently have an affinity with this religion and this ideology, they decided to establish a mosque and they received death threats and they received all kinds of unpalatable statements. What's interesting is I've said this before. I've said this before. A Muslim, one Muslim doing a good deed does not outweigh the silence of a community of more than 1 billion people across the world. There were many instances and many newspapers and outlets actually, aside from the West, reported that people as far as Afghanistan celebrated the attacks. Now, when we talk about Israel, Israel cannot even defend itself without having day in, day out routine protests and demonstrations. Yet, when it comes to terror attacks on a global scale around the world against Jews specifically with genocidal intent, meaning to inflict as much pain and fatalities against Jews simply for being Jews, simply for believing in the fact that as human beings they have the agency to determine their own destiny, right? That's what Zionism means. A Jew being sovereign in his life and being able to use his agency as a human being to determine his own destiny. That is what Zionism means. Now, when they're attacked, when they are targeted simply because of this belief, that is an attack that is genocidal in intent. There's no two way about it. So, but where are the protests day in, day out? Where is the camaraderie? Where is the solidarity? Where is it? And when they make statements, by they, I mean the authorities, I mean the majorities that support these authorities, that follow these authorities, this entire statement did not include a single word that starts with the letter J, let alone Jews. I wonder why. Because these same imams don't want to be held accountable when they go to the global meetings with their co-religionist authorities. And they don't want to be questioned on the basis of aqidah, that is creed, because they don't want their authorities in the Middle East, their own sheikhs, to tell them, right? لا تتخذون اليهود والنصارى أولياء بعضهم أولياء بعض فمن يتولهم منكم ومن يتولهم منكم فإنه منهم الله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين. This is what they don't want to hear from their shuyukh, meaning their clerics, right? So this is not about a single Muslim doing a heroic act or a fringe of Muslims coming out having the conscience to condemn it. This has to do with their human conscience. It's not their belief. It's not the Islamic books of fiqh, books of creed, and the authorities that say go out there and defend Jews and rally for Jews when Hamas and Islamic Jihad perpetrate attacks. On the contrary, on the contrary, Ahmed al Khalili, the Mufti of Oman. Now, mind you, Oman is supposed to be a Muslim country, right? That is neutral. And yet, the biggest authority, biggest religious authority in Oman, Ahmed al Khalili, said that it was a mistake to allow secularism to co-opt the quote-unquote Palestinian cause. We should have kept it as an Islamic cause so that we can be able to galvanize the Muslims. In other words, he wanted this question to remain an Islamic cause or to be Islamized so that the belief system, which advocates such offensive wars and aggressive wars, to galvanize Muslims. Now, when I say this stuff, people will say, well, I don't know. I didn't, my parents are Muslims. They didn't tell me this because your parents are not fuqaha. Your parents are not clerics. Your parents are not authority on the religion. Your parents are not أولي الأمر منكم. أطيعوا الله ورسوله وأولي الأمر منكم. آباءكم وأمهاتكم ليسوا أولي الأمر. They're your parents. They're not custodians of the religion. They're not custodians of the Sunnah. This is why they wanted people like Ahmed al Khalili, Mufti of Oman, said that we should have kept it as a Muslim cause so that they can be able to galvanize millions of Muslims against Jews and rally them around the world by manipulating them through the aqidah, through the creed. This is what needs to be called out because you don't see Zionists, that is Jewish nationalists around the world, saying we should Zionize everything. We should Judify everything so that we can rally the people of the world against. You don't see that from them. You don't see that from them. There's not a single rabbi that you can find me that can tell you, oh, we would like the world to all become Jews and become Judaified and become Zionized, and so that we can exploit their galvanization. There's none. But authoritative scholars like Yusuf al-Qaradawi, like Ali al-Qaradaghi, like Ahmed al-Khalili, and they've all taken pictures and they've all welcomed Hamas. Now, when people talk about the plight of the Gazans, if you really care about the plight of the Gazans, if you care about the innocent children in Gaza, you should call out Hamas for the atrocities that it commits and then hides under civilian infrastructure like cowards. And when collateral damage has taken place, despite the fact the Israeli Defense Forces And the Israeli authorities have the moral fortitude and the honesty and the human conscience to say, yes, we acknowledge collateral damage, but you don't have the moral fortitude and you don't have the intellectual honesty and you don't have the human conscience to come out and say, you know what? How dare you try to galvanize us to rally for Hamas and when they killed innocent people? They killed more than 1,000 innocent people, including women, children, and elderly and disabled, the same names that are being exploited across anti Semitic media around the world. That was not condemned. Throughout all of the rallies, throughout all of the rallies across the capitals of the Western free world, not a single speaker in any of those rallies, in any video clip, called for the release of the hostages or condemned Hamas for such atrocities. Why? Because they know that they work specifically for Hamas and they are handled by Hamas. You had Hamas operatives inside US campuses, and the videos are actually online. You can find them. You can fact check me on this. Teaching unwitting ignoramuses, freshmen ignoramuses, sophomores, right, to scream how and chant death to the Jews in a different language. But do you see the same thing? Do you see the same thing? Do you see Israelis sending people, teaching people to chant, to kill? Let's be honest. Let's be honest, because it's not the Israeli side that's trying to intellectualize this conversation. It's people like Umar al-Aqad that want to intellectualize it. And people like Ilhan Umar and people like Rashid al-Tlaib, they want to do this. That's all I wanted to say. So these half-hearted
Alpha, you live in
condemnations, these half-hearted
you live in Australia.
condemnations are
Alpha,
simply ineffective. Simply, I'll
Alpha,
leave
you
it at
live in
that.
Australia. Have they taken any action against the mosques which spread hate against the Jews openly?
No, they have not
On
taken action against the cowards that are preaching hate and preaching violence and inciting it through the mosques. No. In fact, the Naveed Akram was flagged by the Australian Federal Police in 2019. But like every other case, right? The Australian Federal Police decided, nah, he's not a threat. They flagged him for his association with ISIS related material, but nah, he's not a threat. They have done this with many others. And this just
Hello.
goes to show the failure of the Australian Federal Police. Not because they failed because their methodology is not strong or their reconnaissance is not strong. No, it's because of their wokeism. It's because of their far leftist retardation.
No, but Alpha, I have to disagree with you on some points. I noticed that you pick and choose who to represent Islam when it comes to actions like these or actions against the Jews. But this is false. Why? Like, I am from Saudi Arabia, by the way. I have never been taught, and we are. You said we teach this in our fiqh and our scholarly studies that to go against the Jews and attack them and harm them physically or however you described it. I was never told once to harm anyone, neither a Christian or a Jew or a Hindu. And even here, we have Jews that work here now, but they're not. They're fine. Like when you can apply for a visa to come to Saudi Arabia, one of the most Muslim countries on earth, and you never get any of these things that you describe. Even the Hindus, when you talked about the Hindus, what Shiva mentioned, hundreds of thousands of Hindus flock to the Gulf countries to work for a job, and they live happily. They live very comfortably. They never worried about this. They never have been attacked. They never have been discriminated against, or they haven't. No one ever told us to treat them in any different way. You know, if they have their religions and we have ours, we don't harm each other. Then that's fine. We can focus on any work or whatever. as long as it benefits both of us. So I'm just wondering, why do you pick like the Qardawi and those people and describe people like Ahmed Al Ahmed as a minority when there is like a whole Gulf countries, millions, tens of millions of people who don't represent what you described as Islam to be? So why are you picking and choosing, instead of at least taking into consideration the large amount of people, the large amount of Muslims, especially countries like the Gulf who stood against terrorism for years,
Yeah,
like
what
me.
do they do to stand against terrorism?
Execute every terrorist. You put
Oh
terrorists in
yeah?
jail. Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah,
Al
they
Qaeda.
executed them? Yeah, which
Yes,
ones?
yes, 100. All of them. Do you
Who's all
see
of
any?
them? Who's all
Yeah,
of them?
all of the any terrorist
If they're
that is
all executed,
associated.
then we wouldn't have to be warring with terrorist organizations anymore. I
Yes,
don't understand. So
that's
you
why we
killed
don't.
all the terrorists in the world. Wow.
No, 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 not in the world. Inside the country, we can't control what goes on in your
Uh
country, right?
inside your
Inside our country.
country.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Well, yes, exactly. The most Muslim country, Saudi Arabia. Give me one country
But
that is
why is
more
Saudi
Muslim.
Arabia so scared from Iran? I don't understand. Why are you guys are such cowards from
I
Iran?
have answers for
But
Adnan. If he's done,
no, but
I'll
yeah, but
answer.
just let me just finish this.
I have
Like
one
Mr.
question.
Harry, if you Mr.
I,
But well, I'll get to you.
Apparently, you guys are
Give me
so
just 1
tough
minute to
and big
finish
and
this
bad.
thought.
You killed all the terrorists, but you guys can't fight
No,
Iran. I don't
yes,
understand.
exactly. No, just listen to me, and I'll give you clear answers. Any person associated with ISIS, Al Qaeda, any terrorist group that is found in Saudi, he is executed. You can look
I
this
mean,
up
yeah, you
however
guys
you
used to
want.
also execute women for driving cars and not wearing hijabs. So, I mean, you're not really making a
That
point
is
here.
false. No, that is a
That's
false. I
not
just
false.
made
That's not false at
no.
all.
Yes, that is false.
I think the point is popular protest, not governmental policies. But where are like there's 1.8 billion Muslims in the world. Where is there a protest of 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 500 people that says this is not who we are? It's not the government; it's the people
No,
that
but we
I think.
see we do say that. Even the scholars
Yeah,
here
where? Where were
say
you
this.
guys? Where were the protests against October
Okay.
7th?
You know,
Against
I'd
Hamas?
like to respond to Adnan. Adnan,
yeah,
you raised a few
go,
points
Alpha.
that
Just
I
before you go,
mentioned.
I have a simple. I just have one question for Adnan because he mentioned how Hindus are living happily in Saudi Arabia. How many synagogues and temples, Hindu temples, do you have in Saudi Arabia, Adnan?
no, no, we don't. Yeah, no, I agree with it. No, we don't have freedom.
Okay. Now, I'm glad
What's
that admission
Guess
was
how
made.
many?
Good
Guess how
question.
many?
no?
Guess
But
how many mosques you have in
uh,
Israel?
let
Guess.
me just ask. Let me
No, no,
just
no.
answer this
Guess how many
question
mosques
quickly.
you have in Israel?
I don't care about how many
Four
mosques you
hundred.
have. That
You know how
that is
many?
that
Listen,
is
Growing.
your
and
no. But
out of
wait,
300 of
No, it's
wait.
them,
over
the
One.
Israeli
400.
Let's
parliament,
have a
the
decent
government
Over
conversation, guys. No,
400.
no one talk
pays
over each other,
pays for the
please.
imams. Out of
Okay, listen.
300.
Okay, listen.
Over
Let's
400,
just talk because I
No,
have
I
three
know
questions, please. Let's
the
be
Knesset
gentlemen.
pays the 300 imams'
No,
salary.
firstly, I will get to it. Don't worry about that. Shiva, you mentioned how many temples. Listen, freedom of religion, of preaching religion, is not one of our values here. You might disagree with it. That's fine. Does it show that we have freedom? No, and I agree with it. It doesn't show that we have freedom. But this is one of our values. You have your own country.
Okay.
You have your own country. You have your own values.
I'm
You
glad.
decide what you allow
I'm
and what
glad
you
you
don't allow.
mentioned that.
Correct?
Adnan, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you made the admission because it shows, at the minimum, it shows intellectual honesty because you're not sugarcoating it, and I'm glad
No,
because
yeah,
the more we sugarcoat it, the more we're gonna die of diabetes, and diabetes is not good. So let's prevent our diabetic conditions. Now, if we look at Saudi Arabia, right? What's interesting? What's interesting is Saudi Arabia has what we call the foundational document, right? So if you guys read article 12 المادة 12 okay في الدستور السعودي الملكي. If you read it, I'm not going to read the Arabic. I could, but I'm not going to read it. Article 12 says consolidation of the national unity is a duty. The state meaning Al Saud, of course, and Al Sheikh, meaning the descendants of Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. The state shall forbid all activities that may lead to division, disorder, and partition. And this is often interpreted to prohibit activities like preaching non Islamic religions that could undermine Islamic unity. Now, interestingly, that's why someone like Hassan bin Farhan al Maliki, right, a Muslih, a reformer, right, was put under house arrest simply for saying that there's a problem with our books. We have problematic statements, we have problematic matters of creed that we disseminate. And by the way, he's a Muslim, right? And he's, even though he's very anti-Israel, but he still was put under house arrest. Um, Now I'm glad that Adnan made this admission in the room. So Adnan should know, and what Adnan exposed should not be surprising. And this is one of the weaknesses of the Western countries, including Israel. See, our values include tolerance. Okay, our values include tolerance, and tolerance is predicated on the principle of reason, that we can come to some reasonable compromise in order to exist and coexist. What Adnan just stated, by his own admission, that the idea of tolerating the other for whatever beliefs he has is not tolerated. Why? Because we don't allow you to establish a synagogue or a mandir
But
or
I have to
a
interrupt you.
any
But
other,
listen, I have to interrupt
right?
you on this because you misrepresented my
Well,
words.
you can. When I finish, you can rebuttal.
Okay.
Interestingly, we don't say that. We say, look, go to your mosque, go to your mandir, go to your synagogue, go to your temple, go to your church, go to your center, right? Go to your congregation. You have the freedom of assembly, you have the freedom of speech, as long as your freedom of speech, okay, as long as your freedom of speech does not lead to incitement of violence, and you're not inciting violence. For instance, you're not standing on the minbar, the pulpit, and screaming, Khaybar, Khaybar, ya Yahud, Jaysh Muhammadin sayaud, right? And as long as you're not saying, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذون اليهود والنصارى أولياء بعضهم أولياء بعض فمن يتولهم منكم فإنه منهم والله لا يهدي قوم الظالمين. And then you turn around and say, like Anwar al-Awlaqi and others, or Sheikh Khamis or Sheikh Sudais and others, right? You don't pass fatwas and you don't incite the youth against people, then fine. You can believe what you want to believe inside your particular space of faith. Now, this is our weakness because what Adnan is saying is, look, where you are residing in your countries and in the West, you believe in the freedom of religion. You believe in the freedom of conscience. You believe in the freedom of speech and expression and assembly. We don't. You can come to Saudi Arabia. You can go to Jeddah, Riyadh, Najd, Mecca, Hijaz, and Al Qura, and all that. You can go all of those places, right? You can go to all of those, go to Ta'if, you can go to all those places. As long as you go there on our terms, you don't preach Hinduism, you don't preach Christianity, you don't preach anything that we, the Saudi state and the Saudi ulama, perceive as insulting to Islam or as an obstruction to Islam or as a threat to Islam. Right, no problem. Of course, this kind of belief stands in complete violation of every single human rights treaty that is venerated in the UN. And at the same time, the same UN, right, through lobbying, made Saudi Arabia to lead the Commission on Women's Rights. Now, at the same time, what Adnan just exposed, and I thank him for his admission, that look, It's not part of our values. So don't tell us how to make our values. But if the people in the West say, look, we don't want you because you don't respect us, you admit that you don't care about us, you don't care about coexistence and tolerance and freedom of conscience and assembly. So please, irja'u ila biladikum. Go back to your countries. Guess what? You become a racist. You become a white supremacist. You become but people like Adnan are admitting that it is one rule for them and another for you. But in our countries, where we thrive and where we exist and where we live our life to whatever meaningful extent, regardless, we must tolerate them. We must accommodate them. But they won't accommodate us. If we say that we don't want to accommodate this mentality anymore, we are racist and imperialists and colonialists. But if they say that they don't want to tolerate us, then that is resistance.
No, but Alf,
And that
you
is
keep building on
right.
something that is not represented.
And that is authenticity and cultural defense.
Where are you from,
Do you
Alpha?
see the problem,
Let's
Adnan?
also let's
This is the
also
problem, Adnan.
let's
No, but
welcome
let me
let's
just
welcome
answer
also
to this.
Tool and Mid
No, but
to
wait,
the
wait,
stage.
my baby, I have to answer this. You have to give me a chance here, and I will get to you, of course, if you want. But Alpha, I didn't say that there is discrimination or that it's illegal for you to practice your religion. You're just not allowed to preach. That doesn't mean I will treat you if you are a Hindu or if you're a
But if you
Jew or if
can't
you're a
preach,
Christian.
how can you
That I will.
practice?
You can practice at your home. You can pray. You can wear a
Preaching.
cross. You don't. That there is no church. You can do whatever you
No, no,
want as
worshipping
long
in a
as
temple
it's
is not preaching.
no. But
Like going to a temple is not preaching,
no. But this
right?
goes under freedom of preaching religion, like allowing other people to freely preach their religion. It is preaching. If you build a
But
temple,
in
if you
my
build,
country, 5 times a
but
day from
but
the mosque
yeah, I will
on
get to it. I will get to
loudspeakers.
it. Just give me 1 minute, Shiva, please. Alpha, you believe misrepresented. That doesn't mean I will treat you different. I will tolerate you, of course. If I'm benefiting you, you're benefiting me. We have no issues. I'm not gonna treat you differently. Just I'm gonna treat you by how you act. This is it. So when you mentioned the
Yeah, but what if
scholars
you
have
don't
thought,
benefit from him?
then he does. Then what do you want me to do?
What do you
I will
mean?
not talk to
What
him. I
if
will
you
not
don't
talk to him.
benefit from
I
him?
will. I will not talk to him.
Why?
What
If
Adnan
there
is
is a
saying
How
reason,
do you
is
need that? Why does there have to be something in it
if
for you to
if
be
if
kind?
there is a reason for me to talk to him, we're
yeah.
going into
What
very
Adnan is
simple
saying
action.
is
At least
simple.
I'm not gonna. If we have no business between us or no relationship in any sort of form, then why am I even talking to him in the first place? I'm saying if there is something that's going to make me talk to you, like a business, like some sort of a relationship, like a teacher at a university or something, I will not treat him differently because he's a Jew or a Christian or a Hindu. That's what I'm saying. But you misrepresented this
Right.
alpha as tolerance. I'm not saying this
So
is not about tolerance. This
okay,
is about allow
sure.
and this is our value. And I don't just expose. I'm not exposing it. Everyone knows this here. Everyone in the world knows it.
And of course,
You know.
precisely, Adnan. No,
You
no,
know.
you're correct. Precisely, precisely. And I'm glad that you keep on representing what you claim to represent or what you are representing because this makes my job easier. How? Let me explain very briefly. What you're saying is that I will tolerate Alpha as long as Alpha is committed to self repression. As long as Alpha does not have the freedom of assembly and conscience that you may perceive as a threat to you, then Alpha is free to simply roam your town. But if Alpha decides to make use of his reason and point out that Islam is problematic, then of course, in Saudi Arabia, the punishment for that is death, right?
Yeah,
In
but
the
but
same
this
way,
but this hasn't been. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Alpha, but this hasn't been applied because no one's even if someone, let's say, becomes a mulhid, meaning that he doesn't believe in Islam anymore in Saudi Arabia, which is the penalty for is death, 100%. It doesn't. It no like it's people think that people are going around asking what is your religion, and if someone doesn't want to practice the religion, they're gonna just go out and admit it. This doesn't happen. Just for example, as the penalty for treason in even Western countries is death. When since that has been practiced? When has the U.S. or any country executed someone that they perceive to be a spy or that committed treason?
Can I ask you a
okay,
question?
You know,
What's the
first,
flag
but
in your PTR? Does anybody know what the flag in his PTR is?
Yes,
is the
it's
flag of Saudi Arabia.
Okay, I'm just curious.
yeah. So Alpha, I'm not treating you differently, or someone's telling me to treat you differently because you're a Jew, or because specifically you Alpha. No, we're talking about you being a Jewish or a different religion here. Your actions, who makes you Alpha who you are, these are separate. If you are someone who is harmful, then of course I'm going to be against you. You know,
No,
but
I understand, but see, there's an implication in what you're saying because what you're saying is, and I do assume, given my experience in these kinds of conversations, that eventually we will get there. So I will let the anticipation hang suspend in the air for a moment. What you're saying is that we also should go backwards and adopt intolerance in order to keep you out and go back to a state of nature, in the words of Thomas Hobbes, right? Where we all have our leviathans and we are all in a state of war against all against all. That is just not feasible for modernity. And that is just not in any way, shape, or form accommodating for human reason. And this actually shows, Adnan, that this is one of the reasons why in the Middle East at large and Saudi Al Arabiya specifically, خصوصا, progress has simply not appeared nor manifested if, except for using oil money to build big towers and do the light shows. The difference is where I reside, okay, after being uprooted by Muslims and specifically by Arab Muslims, me and my family, not to mention the members of my family murdered, but what you're saying is, look, it's okay. This is our values. You are free, Alpha. You're free in the West to change your values to become as intolerant as we are. I'm sorry. In the West, we don't think we should go back to intolerance. Our problem is not the fact that we go back to intolerance. No, our problem is the suicidal empathy of moronic people in the West who accommodate such repressive beliefs and allow it to seep into every form of institution in society. That's the issue in the West. That is the issue in the West. And that's what we're
no, but
battling. We're not battling reason. We're not battling tolerance. We're not battling liberty and freedom of speech or conscience or assembly or even of belief. Do you
Let's share
see?
the mic time,
but
guys. Some
So
guys.
I'm glad you made those admissions.
Please,
Let's go to someone else. Sure, by all
because
means.
Alpha's an encyclopedia, and you can get carried away. I love him, but I want to also introduce the new people that are on stage as well. And if you have anything to say, like protection, mid protection, how are you? Welcome. Um, Alpha, honestly, we always thank you for your contribution in this
You
room.
don't need the caveats,
Also,
baby. I got you, bro.
yeah. Adnan, Shiva, mid protection. Anybody else in the audience, would you like to come up? Obviously, you have like Alpha here to answer questions. You have Harry, El Normo, Yaakov, Chava, Elizabeth, Ilumi, Jayla, and myself, and Shiva. We'll all be able to contribute. I just don't want it to be stuck on one person. I wanted to keep it flowing. If there's anybody new that would like to come up, or you guys want to talk about something different, please put it in the chat, or just come on up. Don't be afraid. Everybody's
I
more than
mean, it's really
welcome.
simple, baby. They can come up as long as they keep it civil, and that's it.
Exactly, exactly. Scotty, welcome. How are you today? I know Scotty was with us this morning. He's joining us again. Mid protection. Do you have anything to add, or are you with us, or do you want me to lower you to the audience? It's okay. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's going
Uh,
on? How are you? How you doing today?
Greetings.
Greetings.
I'm wishing you a great day. How are you?
Pretty good. Thank you for coming. You want to add
Thank you.
anything to the conversation, or you just want to sit?
I just want to add that Saudi Arabia will remain as is because it's the faith's origin, and everybody who's been there and lived there has been Muslim as at least for 1,000 years and 1,400 years. So it's a long time. So
Yeah.
they have rules there, and the rules are keeping the country together. and that's something important in this region.
Absolutely. I want to welcome Reem to the stage as well. How are you, Reem?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm always great. What would you like to add? Anything to this subject?
Well, I don't know what to say, but let's use this word. This word. It's very complicated. I'm not talking about uh, Saudi Arabia, Middle East, Arab world, Israel, Muslims, Christian, America. The whole world is very complicated. Uh, Especially now, we have a new generation. This they call their self what they call it, G and Z. I can't remember what they call their
Gen
self.
Z. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and these people is not like me and somebody here born in 70 or before
Where are you
70.
from? Where were you born?
My mom, she's Egyptian. My dad, he's from Palestine, but
Whereabouts in Palestine is he from?
Akka.
Where? Akko?
Uh-huh. But when he was 6 years old,
So he's from
uh,
Akko?
Akko, yes.
So he's from
He,
Israel.
yes. He's from Israel. He's
Oh.
from Arab, شو بسموه بالعربي?
So the Arab
Uh,
quarter is in Akko.
yeah, he ran away with his when he was 6 years with his mother to Lebanon, to South Lebanon. So I don't know anything about Israel or Palestine. I mean, I don't know nothing. I never been there before. I'm in America. I have two kids. They born and raised in America. They're originally from Gaza. My husband's from Gaza.
You just said he
Uh,
was from Akko. That's not Gaza.
I am from Akko. My husband
Oh,
from
you're
Gaza.
from Akko. Your husband's from Gaza. So sorry. I apologize. I misheard.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Baby, I'm old. I'm 50. I'm 55 years old, woman. I'm a
No, you're still
grandma.
young. You're still young. That's good.
Okay, thanks.
So what do you feel?
Uh,
Listen, I have to disagree. I think the world's very simple. Us as humans, we complicate things. I think the war that's
yeah.
going on in Gaza is also very simple. There is
Mm-hmm.
consequences and reactions for your action, like right. And
Mm-hmm.
if you go in and decide to attack and murder 1,300 people in one day that are celebrating and doing dancing, there's going to be consequences for those actions. And when you know damn well that you're not going to win a war and you do that anyways, and then you bring terror upon your people because you decide to hide behind women and children, and the only time you ever want to wear a uniform is for a photo shoot. But when you're actually combating in the war, you're wearing civilian clothing and you're hiding behind women and children. I think it's pretty simple to understand what that is. I don't think that's complicated. I think people that try and make it sound like it's complicated, they're part of the problem. You don't go and stab a guy that's got a gun and then complain that the guy with the gun shot you. Sorry, it's not how it works. You can't say no, but I stabbed him. He should only be allowed to use a knife. No, self-defense is self-defense, and however forms of means they want to use in that form of self-defense, that's up to them. People are crying on the stage today saying, "But they have airplanes." Okay, but you knew they had airplanes before you attacked them. You didn't know
Yes, you
after.
know what?
Israel wasn't hiding the airplanes under a fucking blanket and saying,
Uh,
you know what I
let,
mean?
let me tell you something. I'm against, I don't care about any other people. They're gonna say, oh, you are Zionist, you are not a real, whatever.
Are you a Zionist?
I'm against, let me to continue. I'm against October 7th. Completely, I'm against this because you have to understand it's not you're not living in imperial of Osman or the old this Islamic imperial. The world is changed now. You have United Nation, you have human rights, you have Oslo. It's not like Every like couple years, no, 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 no. We want all Palestine. Kick these people out. No, it doesn't work like that. So why you go to Oslo? Did you get it?
Yeah, no, I'm listening to you.
And both of generation of Palestinian people and generation from Israel people, they continue these people's now with children. They continue. We feed them with hate speech,
How?
with
How in
this,
Israel are they doing that?
because the Israeli people now see the Palestinian people, they are killing, and they do October 7.
Okay.
And same thing in
No,
Gaza.
but how are the Israeli parents teaching their children to hate? I'm just curious.
Have the Israeli people or Palestinian people?
No, we
Why
know
did you?
that the Palestinians, the so-called Palestinians that identify as Palestinian, are teaching their children to hate. We understand that, but I'm so wondering, how are the Israelis teaching their children to hate? That's what you were saying, right?
No, the parents even if they doesn't teach their children, already the children see this in media. Already the children see the killing, the harassment, the abuse. So uh, we don't want to raise the Israeli children anymore, or raise Palestinian children anymore, that we are enemies. We're doing
That's a
peace
good
from.
that's a good model to go by, and we keep saying it, especially in the rooms that I hold with the people that I surround myself around, like Harry, El Normal, Yaakov, J-Lo, Alpha. Love your children more than you love death. Treat your children with love, as opposed to wanting to kill Jewish children. Love your children more than you love death, and the world will be a
So
better
yeah,
place.
so let me ask you a question. What are you with the two solution state? What is your
You can have as many states as you want.
uh
There could be 15 of them in Israel, as long as they're all Jewish.
okay. So what is your vision, or what is how?
Loving your children. So my vision is peace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love your children more than you love death. Treat everybody the way you want to be treated. Respect your neighbor. And this superiority complex has to go, where in this victimization, people need to get over this shit. It's Israel. They're a big producer in the world. They're an economic powerhouse. Um, get with the times. Live with today. Stop living 800 years ago. Be modern. Teach your children how to read, how to like educate them. Teach them how to love. Teach them how to be compassionate. Teach them how to, to want a family, to want a future. Stop limiting your children's lives by bringing terror and war on them. There's going to be no future for them. So this whole talk on like how many states do you want? I think it becomes redundant and not even progressive if people don't want peace. It doesn't matter how many states you have. You know, if you're teaching
Yes,
your kids in elementary school to hate Jews, if you put like three Jews in a room and you kill two, how many Jews do you have left? You're not going to have a positive future, unfortunately. You know, and I keep saying it today, like in the past couple of days, like when you look at the numbers of people that died in Gaza, it's unfortunate, but that's the casualties of war. That's what happens in war. When you see that only 70,000 people died in 2 years out of a population of 2 million, with the Gaza the size of New Jersey, how small it is, that's precision. Whenever you take out how many combatants and Hamas members there were in that, the ratio is extremely, extremely low.
but Bibi, let me tell you something. Let's forget you are Israeli and I'm originally from Palestine.
I'm
Okay,
not Israeli.
where are you from? موراكو تحكي عربي يعني. طيب. All
This is
right.
an English speaking page, though. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
But are you Moroccan? Like you support?
I'm Moroccan Jew. I support life.
Okay. أهلا وسهلا. Okay. Uh, look, brother, we we are in different religion, but we believe that God is love and peace. I think I don't know in Jewish people how they look at the Muslim or the Christian, but of
I'll tell you
course.
simple. I'll tell you simple. We believe that we're all God's children. We're brothers and sisters. We're all products of God, right? And we should love thy neighbor and do unto others as we want done to us. We believe in peace. We don't believe if you don't believe in Judaism, we should kill you.
But how you take okay, how you take your like, okay, you're Arabic and in the same times you are Jewish.
I'm
Uh,
not Arabic. I'm Jewish. I'm Moroccan Jew.
okay.
Just because North Africa was Arabized, that it doesn't make me an Arab.
Okay, okay, that's fine. If this is your identity, uh, do you think in the future it's gonna get more like we need more generation to be more modern and to believe that the two-state is solution and we can live together by peace, no war. Do you think Israel people can live with Palestinian people without killing them or kill the children or the woman?
I'm gonna
Uh,
let somebody else answer that, either Alumi, El Normo, Harry, JLo, Yaakov, just because I want to pass the mic around. But you can keep asking those questions. Me personally, I don't think it's gonna end. But go ahead. If somebody else can jump in and answer.
I believe it's ending already. I believe it's in the process of ending, and peace will be achieved.
You believe that the mindset is ending? Like,
Shalom.
hold on, King.
If you look
Hi.
at the 7th of October as a prophecy from Surah Al-Isra, if you know Surah Al-Isra, the prophecy said the 7th of October would occur, and then Israel will do exactly what it's doing right now, and afterwards there will be peace, a very prosperous peace as well.
Where was that prophecy published? Was that in the newspaper or something?
It's in the Quran,
Oh, what page?
Surah Al-Isra,
Surah which?
Surah Al-Isra,
Surah
Isra.
al-Isra.
Yes,
Isra. What does it say there?
it said that people of God will penetrate the Jewish state and call upon what they own to be theirs and
Okay,
worship
so
as theirs.
hold on, and I know
And
Normal's
then
gonna attack that. Wait, hold on. So in
yeah,
the Quran, it says what the Jewish state.
yes,
Are you?
Banu Israel.
Ah, so you're acknowledging. Okay, so that's amazing that you're acknowledging Israel, the Jewish people.
I'm from Egypt. We're the first people who started the peace with the Israelis.
I get it.
So that's yeah.
But I'm gonna let El Normal take over.
Oh, okay. So, what I was asking is that it says that in the Quran. Do you know the specific words? I'm interested. I hadn't heard this before.
I can send you. I can share a link in the chat. I can look it up for you and put a link in the chat.
Why don't you just look it up, and when you find it, you can read it out loud.
I wouldn't do a proper translation. I'm not educated enough to do a proper translation for it.
But you just
But
said what it said, so you apparently you
yeah,
know what the translation is.
I know the translation, but it would be a poor translation.
Don't
I'm
you
not
have one of
educated
those
enough to.
things? All you have to
Yeah,
do is
we do.
drop it into
I know,
Google
I know.
Translate or just use the translation that's
No,
there.
Google Translate sucks. Google Translator sucks.
Well, not terrible.
I use Gemini.
Okay, use Gemini.
Sure. Okay. And yeah, and would you like me to read it to you?
Yeah, once
I'm
you
sorry,
find it,
I was away. Norma, you said about a verse. Sorry, I was away. Not to cut you off. What verse are we talking about?
um,
سورة
Murat,
الإسراء.
yeah.
سورة الإسراء. وبعثنا إليهم عبادا لنا أولي بأس شديد فجاسوا خلال الديار. جاسوا خلال الديار. That's the 7th of October. That's what happened on the 7th of October. لتفسدون في الأرض مرتين ولتعلون علوا كبيرا. I think Alpha understands my Arabic and Bibi as well. It's a pretty well-known verse. You should really look it up.
Yes, it
And it
is.
said exactly what's happening right now. It said exactly what's happening right now. Israel's attacks on different areas and very aggressively doing it as well. And they don't care about politics. They don't care about what the world will view it as a brother killing his cousin. So it's making us look very bad. The entire scenario, as
That's why. That's
this
why.
is Hamas is an organization. It's not a country. Hamas
Well, that's
is a part of the Muslim Brotherhood organization. It's not a country. For
okay.
you to
That's
treat
why
her
we
like a
will
country, that's
never. Sorry. That's why we'll never see Israel like America. Israel is a Jewish land. It's not for everybody. I wish I can see Israel like America. Welcome to every nation, any race, any color.
We're welcoming to those who are our friends. Like we have people from South Sudan, we have Arabs, we have Druzim, we have Samaritan, we have Baha'i. We're welcome to anybody who's our friend. We have black folks, we have Ethiopian. Like I said, I was just there in April. We have people from South Sudan, which was amazing to me. We have Russians.
Nigerians who are fleeing persecution.
Nigerians, like you say, Thai people were there. They were killed on October 7th by the invaders of Hamas from Gaza. So we're friends to our friends. We work with Egypt now. We work with Jordan. We work with Saudi. We work with UAE. We work with Bahrain. We're good allies. We're working with Lebanon.
I have a question. Um, the law in Israel today, right? Is it according to you guys' belief, or is more secular? Because you're saying you accept people who are allies with you, so wouldn't you have to be flexible with your own laws to consider that
What
these
law?
people? Sorry,
What law do you mean?
I'm asking about the Israel state's laws
Which
because you
law?
said.
We have equal rights in Israel under the law. All people are to be treated
So
equally, like in the United
allow
States.
me to finish my question, so maybe you could understand clarity with
Well,
clarity.
I'm trying to understand your
Okay,
question.
okay. Let me finish, and then maybe you can get it. The reason, okay, let me ask it without the question, then, so that is an explanation instead of a question, because you're not understanding the question. Um. Okay,
You
so
said so far,
because
you said, are the laws equal for all people, correct?
no, I
Is
didn't
that your
ask.
question?
You said that to me to my question. I'm
Yeah.
asking and saying. the laws that stand today in Israel as the state or as the country, um, does it have to consider, when it comes to their law writing, that because they're accepting these allies, there's certain things that they have to be accepting of, like how you see how the lady that's saying her parents are from the what did she say again?
Okay, you're
Anywho,
having trouble phrasing a question. Maybe English is not your first language. Try to put it
don't
into
worry about
one
it. Don't worry
sentence.
about it. Don't worry about it.
Not
Please, sir. Like,
worrying.
you don't need to do
Trying to
that.
help you.
It's not your first language either, so don't worry about it.
Oh,
Don't
it's
do
my
all of
first
that.
language.
Okay, good,
It's
good,
my
good.
mother
Okay,
tongue.
good. Okay, don't worry about it.
I'm not
Um,
worrying about it. So,
okay,
in
good.
one sentence, do the
Oh my
laws in
goodness.
Israel,
Maybe like,
how do they pertain
why
to
do you
our
guys think that
allies?
I'm asking a question
We
for
no one
Are
understanding?
they
understands
talking
the
to me?
question. No one's
And
understanding
I'm
it. It's
trying to
You're
get,
not
you
and I'm
don't
trying
speaking
to
have
get
Sharia
clearly.
law.
Jay, and I'm trying to get clarity, but instead he's making personal jabs. Make that make
Good.
sense? Like,
I'm
if you don't
sorry. You're
No,
trying to
understand,
make.
he's just
let
asking
me.
you to you're
That
not
is
making any
fine.
sense.
That is
Nobody
fine.
understands
But
it.
he
You've been
doesn't.
asking for
He
five
needs. He
minutes.
don't need to. He doesn't. He can say, "Can you reiterate this the question?" Instead of saying that about
Huh?
my English.
Understand it either.
Okay,
Is
okay.
a
So
person.
try to rephrase it in like one or
Yeah.
two
Okay. That's
sentences for
fine. That
listening.
is
Go ahead. Go
fine.
ahead.
Yeah. So my question is to say, because you're accepting of other allies, do you have to create framework for these allies? Because I'm sure that some of your laws doesn't maybe um consider
What
these
laws are
other
you talking
countries.
about?
Why don't you give us an
The
example?
Israel's laws.
Give us an example.
But you keep saying that Israel's laws. It's a pretty free country. So what laws are you? People respect the law of the land. So what are you asking? I don't know
Okay,
what
and
Israel laws.
I think that is what I needed to understand, because you're saying it's a very free country. I thought
Yes,
Oi.
very free.
right. So I thought it was
Really?
knowing
Not so
that
free.
it's a Jewish, because you guys say it's a Jewish land, or BB was saying, as long as it's maintained Jewish, right? But if it's a free land, then it doesn't maintain its Jewishness right now, currently, I mean, right?
Sure it does.
Well, there are people that are religious and there are people that are not religious, and the non-religious people don't get stoned, beat up, and killed for wearing bikinis. So,
Hmm.
so they can kind of live their lives the way they want to live their lives, and no one's, killing them for not following what they think is wrong or right. Does that make sense? Does that
Or,
answer
or,
anything?
or stealing
No,
their
but
clothes
that
from the
does
beach
make
in Tel
sense.
Aviv.
That does make sense, Jay, and I think maybe I'm trying to provoke the question for thought, not per se, because I that's what I thought too, right? So I'm asking from you guys.
Yeah,
So
no, and I appreciate. We welcome the questions. I know, like, sometimes the media plays one role, or you read something or you heard something, but it's good to ask. I actually lived there, and I did what I wanted, and I had rights as a woman, and nobody stoned me or hurt me or beat me up too badly. I never had a problem there. Actually, when I lived there, I started to have a fear about coming back to America, because I feel like in all the countries with politics, the news shows you, crime in Israel, crime in America, crime in, Lebanon. So you get, when you're only seeing bad news, you kind of think, oh, that place is scary. And I've traveled a lot. It's probably one of the most beautiful, it is the most beautiful country that I've ever visited. And I welcome you to go visit it, because you'll probably have the same story that I just told you.
Hmm.
okay, um, okay. So when I'm asking, sorry, because it is quite free in that regards. When you talk about your Jewish belief system or laws that you guys as Jewish people, I hope maintain, right? Do you feel like the governmental system oppose that? Because that's where my question was from, because I
No.
don't
The answer
from
is no.
right, and that's where my question was from, Al. Because if you're
Hmm.
saying that you're accepting all of these people and saying, oh,
Yeah.
but we're okay with all of these people, you kind of
Mm-hmm.
have to
Yeah.
dilute your
Easily.
um
Is Judaism is very comfortable with freedom. That's why we get
But we
along
don't
so well
accept
in the
terrorism. We
correct.
don't accept terrorism. So if you want to
Correct.
come
Well,
in
that's
and blow up
discriminatory.
concerts, Yeah, okay, you're right.
That's
So
why
if you
he
want to
didn't
come
do
to
so
inform
well in the
us, we're
West.
not going to sit down and smile and say, "Oh, welcome," and bring more of your bomber Unabombers and come blow us up. No, that's not how it works. So yeah, we do believe in defending ourselves.
Right. The reason why I asked that is because within the like the Tanakh and stuff, you know, there were certain principles of if you're going through our land, that there's certain things that you have to maintain. However, today it's like if you're going through our land, we're going, you know, how come it's so
Well, I think you're
diluted
trying to
now?
get to one question. I'm feeling like there's one question that you're
No, there
dying to
is,
ask.
there is.
Go ahead.
Why
Hmm.
Go
is
ahead.
it
Go
not
ahead. Let
maintained?
it
It
out.
is.
Let it out.
That is the question. Why is today that is not maintained according? If your guys are saying that you want it to be maintained Jewish, quote unquote Jewish, right? That is not maintained today. Why is it so diluted? And why is it that
It's not. It's Jewish.
unless your prime minister doesn't have the same beliefs as a Jewish person or a Jewish believer?
Hmm.
Where
The
are you
laws
from?
are
What country
made
are you from?
by the Knesset, and the Supreme Court approves them. They're not made by the Prime Minister.
Hmm.
They're
It's a
made by who
democracy.
else? They're made by who? Sorry.
By the Knesset or
The
Parliament.
elected representatives who write the laws of Israel.
That's right.
Yes. And I'm asking you that those people they're not believers of the Jewish faith.
They do
No,
believe in Judaism.
yeah,
They do.
it's a
So
Jewish
why would
state.
they?
Also in the Knesset too.
So you're a bit low if you're speaking.
I mentioned the Knesset first, Yaakov.
No, I'm saying the Arabs are in the Knesset too.
Yeah, the Arabs are in the Knesset as well. That's
That's
right.
Yeah,
true.
but
They're there
but it
as
should
Well,
be
well.
clarified, Jay, that Israel is not a theocracy.
Well, you know, if you really want to like campaign for one, you could maybe convince the Israelis to turn it into a theocracy, but they don't seem all that interested.
I think the
Well, no,
was
that's
Knesset
different. That's a matter of
where
methodology and approach.
is
But she's
embarrassed.
implying
But
that
no, it is
it
not currently a theocracy.
exactly.
That
So
would look
if you're
like a very,
implying
very
that
different type of state.
right, so if JC is implying that, I'm assuming from what I've gathered from what you've said, if you're trying to imply that if the leadership of Israel is Jewish by the virtue of Israel being a Jewish state, and they
Oh,
don't
they're all very
enforce
Jewish.
or no, JC is getting to that that
yeah, you can clarify my question. Thank you. Continue.
right, and if they are from what I understood from you, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So if the Israel if Israel's leadership is Jewish and they ought to be Jewish by the virtue that Israel is a Jewish state, then why is their secular laws, or why is it that they contradict Judaism? Is that your question,
Yes,
or
I
that
think that's
they don't
too it's too
strictly
loose. It's too loose if that's the case. If we're saying if you guys are proclaiming and saying that no, Israel is a Jewish state or Jewish land and we abide by, well, I'm hoping the people who are Jewish are saying we want our land to maintain what God has said that is meant to be maintained under, but then now El is presenting to say that, well, you know, we welcome our allies, but then that's going to dilute your standing if you're just going to say you welcome, and that's going to make you more westernized. It's not going to maintain your Jewishness. That's my where my question was coming from. That's not going to maintain your Jewishness if you're just going to say, oh, okay,
Why
it's the
not?
same thing like I think
Why not? Hang on. Why not?
because look at your country now. There's so
Well, I'm
many
looking at
different
it.
Jay just said that was a cool you can wear bikini. I don't know what kind of bikini.
Yes, that's right. You can wear a
One
bikini.
second. I don't know what kind of bikini because it could depend on the type of
Uh,
bikini,
You can
the
show
length of
your
polka
the
ass
dot.
if you want.
You can wear
okay.
polka
Thank
dot
you, Jay. Thank
bikini.
you for the
Yeah, it's
clarity.
freedom,
And that
freedom
is
of
a problem. One
expression. No,
second.
no, freedom. It's freedom. You're missing the
You
key
can
word
wear a
here.
G-string bikini if you want.
Freedom.
That
Full
is
And
stop.
crazy.
J Lo wore a lot of bikinis, like thongs with the G string when I was
And I
with
never
J Lo.
got
My
stoned
friend
or
had
beat
an
up.
Right.
itty
Okay.
bitty
And that
teeny
is
weeny.
exactly what I'm
Wait,
trying to
hang
explain.
on. I want to
Uh-huh.
explain to you. My friend had an itty bitty teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini.
You guys
And
are
nothing happened.
you guys are
No,
trolling
nothing
out. But
happened.
listen, oh Jay, to your question, I'm originally from Jamaica, so sometimes you can hear the my accent, but then also I've lived here in the UK from I was about 5, 6, but I still maintain, like, I still have a lot of family here, so
Yeah, but
sometimes.
why does Jamaica suffer from Batiman syndrome? Like a lot of the guys are undercover brothers there. Why is that going on there?
Wait, say that again. What did you say?
Why
Sorry.
is there a
Are
lot of
you
Batiman?
Muslim? Are you
Why is
Muslim by
there a
any
lot of?
chance?
No,
No, I'm
she's
not
not.
Muslim.
If
Babe.
she's
No,
from
no, huh?
Jamaica, she ain't Muslim.
Then
I
But
you
ain't
need to
Muslim.
go. You should go visit Israel. You'll have a
no,
nice
but
time.
why is there a lot of Batiman in Jamaica?
In Jamaica.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll say this. There was one time where you couldn't openly be gay, you
I
know,
know.
so that other people can understand terminology. You couldn't openly be gay. Like they used to kill them and burn them, you know. There used
Yeah,
to be openness that
they
you
even
see.
imprisoned Buju Banton for 10 years because he made
That
a.
is so gay.
Sorry, Amak,
That,
you
that's
say something?
that's very gay.
No,
Very gay.
you said that's very gay.
Yeah, they used to kill them and openly, like you could see gay men die on road, and you know it was that kind of like a presentation of like a show to say like, yeah, we don't want you here, right? But as time has went on, since I was about maybe 6, 8, so in the last, like, let's say almost 10 years, five
Wait,
to
what about
ten
six,
years.
seven?
Oh, I
So
mean,
the real
around my
question is,
age
I
when
know
I was
you're not
around.
Muslim, but I
Mhm.
do know one thing. I think you believe in the BHI perspective, correct?
The B.
Yeah, the Black Hebrew Israelites, that the real Jews were black, right?
Oh, do I take that perspective?
Do you believe in that?
Um, uh, sure. If
Well,
you want to say that,
it's not
sure.
sure. It's either yes or no. You don't sure something. You're like, yes, I believe in that, or you're not like, I'm sure. Me. No, it's either I believe in it or I don't.
I
Because
thought
I think a
sure.
lot of your line of questioning was coming from that. It was stemming from
No,
you were
no, it
trying
wasn't
to
coming
ask
from.
about
No,
racism.
no.
You
It
were
wasn't
trying to
coming
ask
from that.
about
It
racism.
was coming. No,
You were
no, it
trying
wasn't
to
coming.
ask about racism, but you didn't know how to do it, so you're
No,
pussyfooting
I was
around it.
not asking
I've
about that,
also
baby.
noticed in your
Baby, I
chat, like
was
in your
not asking
PTR, when I
about
was
that.
looking at certain things, I can see it's like a BHI perspective. I can see some
BB,
things.
I was not asking about that because I would have spoke straight and said to you, why you guys
Well, I just
racist? And
asked
I
you
don't
right
have
now
one
if you
second,
believe the
BB,
real Jews are
BB,
black, and
one
you're like,
second, BB. I do not take the perspective. One second,
sure.
I do not, BB. Please, if you want to understand my perspective, I do not take the perspective of
Mm.
I hate white man. Like I don't take that perspective.
No, nobody
That
said that. I never
I'm
said
just
that. I said,
making
do you
it
believe the
clear,
real
BB,
Jews are black?
Some
Do you
of our
believe
sir.
best
the real
friends are
Jews are
white.
black?
Making it very clear. I'm just making sure
So do you?
because you're.
No, I don't. I don't think you're racist at all. I never
Some of
said
our
that.
best friends are white, by the way.
Yeah, it's true.
I
But
have
I
white
asked
friends.
you. I have white
Most of
friends
my
too.
best friends are Jewish.
Yeah,
Really?
mine too. But no, what I was asking
That's just
Jay,
how it is.
do you believe the real Jews are black?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so then did you believe that the Jews that are in Israel right now, they're not the real Jews?
Yeah, but you still didn't answer my
Okay,
question.
thank you. No, I didn't.
Baby,
I
can
just
you
said no. I
answer
just
my
answered.
question?
You answered my question in
Yeah,
a
but you haven't
nutshell.
answered
Well,
mine
you
though.
talked for
I'm
a
still
half an
waiting.
hour. I got it out of you in 2 seconds because I knew that's where you were coming from. But I thank you honestly. I do appreciate your honesty.
But BB, I wasn't asking the question because of my views, BB. I'm asking the question
Oh.
because
Slow
right now
down.
today.
No need to get hysterical. It's okay, dear. It's okay.
No, BB,
So
because you're
now, do you
making
believe? No. I'm not. I'm
Yes,
asking you a thing. So you believe the people
you're
there
making
now
my
shouldn't be
question.
there? Do you
Oh
believe
my
the people
goodness.
there now they shouldn't be there because they're
BB,
not
you're
the real
making my
Jews?
question about my about my personal view. I'm talking about that right now. I'm asking a question because Al
Mm.
said that he's okay and happy for other of his allies to come to Israel. That's what he said, right? And I'm saying, does that cause
You could
any
come to
kind of.
Israel.
I didn't say I couldn't. My question is about that's why Israel is the way it is because you guys have that permanence that everybody and anybody can come to
No,
Israel.
I'll tell you why Israel is the way it is.
Okay.
It's because of
Mhm.
people like you that think that the real Jews aren't there. So
Oh,
that's
that's
why
the reason.
Israel's going
That's the
through.
reason.
That's why
That's
Israel
what
is
the hell?
being
You just told me.
ostracized,
Oh my
ostracized,
goodness, that is so
and no,
silly.
and being penetrated with hate. But
Oh,
unfortunately for you guys, we have
oh
a
my.
shield, Hashem, that doesn't let you
You
get through.
guys, you guys just
Well,
you
you
told
just
me
said.
that is.
Hold on. Can you
Oh
shut the
my
fuck up for a
goodness.
second? With
all due respect here. You just
It's
said
her
you don't
fault.
believe the real
She needs to
Jews
do
are
tshuva.
there and the real Jews are black. So you believe that the fake Jews are there right now in Israel, which means
Who
that
told you
you
that?
did,
I
you
didn't
did,
say
you did, you
I
did,
didn't say you
you
guys
did.
are fake. I didn't say you guys are fake. I just
I
believe you guys
asked
are
you.
not.
No, but I
I
asked
just
you,
said,
who do you think the real
listen,
Jews are? You said black. I said, do you believe that the real Jews are in Israel? You said no. So you
okay,
did, not
well,
your friend, not
So
your
let me,
closet.
okay,
JC,
one second, my baby. Let me reiterate
so
myself.
JC, you're
Jews
trying to
or
say
converts
that the
or whatever
Jews,
you want. When my understanding, right?
JC, you're trying to say that Israel
Mm.
is suffering from all these conflicts because they're not implementing Judaism. Is that what you're saying?
They're not implementing Torah laws. I think it's not
Okay,
maintained.
Oh,
I
which
think
law?
right now,
Which
I
Listen,
think
Torah
listen.
right
law?
Hold
now,
on.
I
It
don't
was,
like.
I'm
I
hold
don't.
trying
on.
to
I
say
Let's
don't.
because
start.
I think
Hold
Listen.
this
on.
is what's
Listen. Hold
going
on.
Jay,
Hold
on.
on. Hold on.
No,
Jay,
Jay.
let's
because
start from the
Jay.
beginning. It
Jay.
was
Hold on. Hold
never
on, guys.
meant to be a Torah observant
So
country.
so sorry to mute you, Yaakov. Listen, I don't even like how she talks. I don't like where she's coming from, but I agree with her. And if you speak to a lot of rabbis, from a religious perspective, the real reason Israel is going through what it's going through is because a lot of Jews aren't following Torah. And this is to remind us of who we are, and it makes us stronger. And the good thing is, the more you attack us, the more we come closer to Torah and we come closer to
I'm not
Judaism, and the more we
attacking you,
unite.
baby.
I'm
And
not.
that's
I'm
the
not
sad
saying
part of
you.
it. That's the
I'm
sad
not
part of
saying
it.
you.
I'm
I'm
not
saying the
attacking
more
you.
people attack us,
Oh, oh, okay.
the more people attack us, the more we become closer to Torah, and the more we become more united. Because there is a problem, and I'm not afraid to call it out. A lot of Jews are moving. Like a lot of Jews did move away from Torah, and they weren't Torah studying Jews, and they were saying, "Yeah, I'm Jewish," but they didn't give a fuck about any laws, and they would say, "I'm Jewish and proud to eat a pepperoni pork pizza." And they would just say, proudly to be a Jew. No, that's not. We have a book of commandments. We have a book of laws. We're supposed to abide by them, and it's all perspective. That doesn't mean what I'm saying is 100% accurate. This is the way I look at it. But yes, we get reminded on why we're a Jew and why we should be more proud to be Jewish. And yes, I believe, and I'm just speaking for myself, we need to be practicing more Torah and doing more Jewish things. And thanks to our enemies, they're pushing us to do that.
Baby, why do you think
I'll just I'll
baby,
just say
baby,
this.
baby,
My
what's
goodness,
up?
JC, you could have just
Alpha.
said that in the beginning.
No,
You
but
could
that's
have
not where
just
my
said that.
question was coming from. That's what a BB is making my question come from. And that's crazy. And that's why I keep
No,
on,
look,
my
Bibi
question
was just
wasn't
trying
from
to.
that narrative. And it's just crazy that you're
He's
making
not.
me, you guys,
Look, he's
enemies.
not
It's just
saying. He
crazy
didn't
to
say it
me.
is from that.
Okay, go to.
He's not. He was assuming because listen. What? My goodness, JC, you could have just you could have just said, "Listen, BB, right? You suck because you're not implementing the laws of the Torah." And then BB would have said, "You know what? Well, let's take it from there." My goodness, you
Because
could
I
have
was
just
I
said
was traveling lightly because I wanted you guys to think for yourself. I didn't want to give you
no.
the
Don't be light
no
with
no no. I
BB.
want
You
you
need.
guys
We need
to
to
think
throw
for
BB off a
yourself
bridge
because
into the
you guys
ocean. Don't be light
explain.
with him.
No, I need you guys to
He's
think for
not a
yourself.
cupcake.
No, 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 no. You guys need to think for yourself. At me, remember you say, you guys are the Jews, right? You guys are the people of the
So
book.
if we need
Okay,
to think for
so
ourselves,
cool.
why do you have an opinion?
Huh?
If you
You
believe
get
what you believe in, that we need to think for ourselves, why do you have an opinion?
why? Why do I have an opinion?
Yeah, because we're
Okay,
supposed to.
okay.
We think for ourselves. Why do we need your opinion?
No, because me too. I want to believe in the book, but you guys right now, and this is why I was saying what I was saying before. I want the
Yeah, but
water
that's why
hurry.
God gave
One
us
second,
free
baby.
will. You
Oh
have a
my
right to
goodness,
do it.
BB,
No,
you're
because
saying to
no,
me,
because no, because you don't
there's not
breathe. You
mutual
just speak.
respect now, BB.
There
Allow
is
me to
mutual
finish,
respect
and
because
then
God gave us free
I'm
will.
not
We
allowed
could
to
choose to
finish my
follow Torah,
statement,
not follow
BB.
Torah. You
Oh
could choose
my
to
God,
follow religion, not follow religion. You could choose to be a Torah studying Jew or not a Torah studying Jew. You could choose to be an atheist. God gave us free will. Why do you have an opinion on who you think the
a
real Jews are?
BB, a BB. I'm talking
Yeah.
about Israel, eh? And
Eh?
Israel, you guys are saying that Israel is a sign because okay,
See, Israel's
all of this
got tentacles.
one second, BB. All of this conversation would not be happening if it wasn't because of the book. Let's be honest. This conversation would not be happening, and you have nothing to stand on or to attach yourself to any after what's the called findings in Israel, if it
Okay.
wasn't because of the book, you will
Okay.
find things
Thank
and be
you.
like, who
Okay.
the
Okay.
fuck
Okay.
is this?
Perfect. Okay.
That's what
I'm
you'll
gonna
be
ask you a
doing.
question, and I only want yes or no answers. Okay.
Okay.
That's all I want. So I have to meet you. Do you believe in God? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I believe in God.
Do you
Yes.
believe Jesus is your Lord and Savior?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you believe in the First Testament?
I believe in the First Testament. What's the First Testament?
It's what you guys call the Old Testament, but it's actually the First Testament, the Torah, the
And Bibi,
Tanakh.
and this is what I mean. You need to
No, I'm
understand the
asking
meaning.
yes or
Don't
no questions, bro. I
no,
don't
don't
need the
say
whole
you
fucking
guys. Don't say
no.
you guys.
I
Don't
didn't
say
say
you
you
guys.
guys. I said I'm asking yes or no questions. I said
You
stop.
said you guys when
I
I asked
said
you the
I'm
title.
asking yes or no questions. Do you believe in
Oh
the
my.
First Testament?
Yeah, like yeah. I don't believe in all of them, but I believe in like yeah, majority. Haha.
So okay, so you believe in God.
Yeah.
You don't believe in Jesus.
No. As being my savior, no. I
Okay.
believe he exists, but I don't believe him as my savior, no.
Do you
He's not my
believe you're
savior.
the real Jew?
I answered that already.
No, you
That was the
didn't.
cool.
I said no. I asked about black people. I didn't ask about you specifically. Do you believe you're the real Jew?
I feel like I have ancestry to it. Yes, I do. I do feel like that
Okay.
um that with just certain traits that is
Hmm.
described that somewhere along the lines I had been attached to the forefathers. Yes, I do.
Do you believe that we're robbing your place in Israel?
No, no.
Hmm.
It's a part of the story. Like, and it's not like God says you
So
guys
now,
can't.
hold on. So hold on. So you believe?
Listen,
So you
it's
just
not.
said you believe in the First Testament. You believe in God, and then
Mm.
you're saying our problem is because of the book. But you have the same problem. I don't think it's a problem. Why do
I
you
agree.
call it?
Which is why I have
But
the
I don't believe.
opinion.
The difference is I don't call it a
Mm.
problem. You're calling it a problem.
No, but that's the reason why I have the opinion because I find it a problem because God find it
Why
a
is it a
problem too,
problem?
and if
Why
you
is God
don't
a
find it a
problem
problem,
to
that's a
you? Why is it
problem.
God a problem for you?
No, no, no. I didn't say God is a problem. I did
What
not
are you
say that.
talking about? God is the book. The book is God.
No, I didn't say God is. I
But
didn't
you just
say
said
God is
the
a.
book's a problem. So then that's
I
God
did
would be a
not say
problem.
that, Abibi. You misheard or something. I did not say
You
that.
didn't
I
say that the
said
book's a problem?
no. I did not. I
You did.
said God finds it a problem. That's what I said. Please, okay, listen. I said
Mhm.
God finds a problem, and it's a problem that you don't find it a problem because God finds a problem. And if you believe in what God is saying and what God lies
Wait,
with,
where did
you should
God
also.
find it a problem? I do not understand that
I
logic.
don't. I'm so now I'm fucking confused.
I'm
And
talking
she's
about what
BHI
my
by the way,
question.
guys. Just so you all
My
know.
what I'm answering to or is to say like that his land doesn't abide by his laws. That's what I'm saying. Finding it a problem. He finds that a problem.
Well, then he'd wipe us out. Okay, end of story.
Well, we'll
Well,
see.
good
That's why I said
point.
Okay,
that's
I
just
think
that's.
we spent enough time on this topic, BB, but that's just my personal point of
But
You're
view.
the boss,
my
Yaakov.
question hasn't been answered at this point. Like you guys are talking about me, and I'm talking about you guys, you guys, and you're talking about me. I don't get how it
Listen,
went to me.
my dear friend, with all due respect, you have not asked one clear question. If you
I
have, it would have been
did.
answered.
They
No, you didn't. I've
clarified
had to
it.
poke and okay.
Oh my
Can you
god.
ask a question within 10 words?
Oh.
10 words, please.
I'll go back to because I already asked my question and it wasn't
You just said
answered.
you didn't answer. Okay, so can you repeat the
I
question,
did
please?
answer the
Okay,
question.
repeat
I
the question and
said,
simplify
why
it.
doesn't you guys abide by the laws in the Torah today? That's what I
Okay,
said.
and which
And I answered
Because
that because we
which
have
law?
free will.
because you guys have okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we have
Thank
agencies.
you.
Some
Thank you.
people do, and they're only accountable to God, not to you, not to anybody else. Okay.
I agree. I agree. I'm just asking the question. You know.
Perfect. No, honestly, JC,
Yeah.
you're a pleasure to have on stage. Thank you so much. But I understand. Meg, I'd like to welcome Meg to the stage, to the
Just
panel.
wanted to add to the school of thoughts before. So I grew up with this not as rigidly, but no, certainly I'm familiar with the thought that God blesses those who support Israel and God curses those who go against and wish harm on Israel. So if you want to be blessed and you want to have
good fortune, you will not go against Israel. So that's kind of the evangelical take on it, but that is also a very
Are you talking
real
to me or
a
you're talking
real
in
take.
general?
If you look at history, you look at history today, it's it's got some truth to it. Can I say?
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Was she talking to the conversation, or she just making a statement? Huh?
She's making a new point.
But
People, when
it's
people
part of the
come up to the
conversation,
stage,
though.
we allow them to sort of start a new discussion. Everything doesn't flow from the past discussion always.
I
Okay.
think she gets it. I think this is a new part of the same discussion. I think she gets it.
The new speaker, Megan,
Yeah.
or Meg, sorry,
Meg,
Meg.
could you read that? Because I think she was trying to say that if you speak against uh Israel or something like this, right? And I feel like every local thing that people say that you don't agree, you feel like it's a speak against. So that's
No,
crazy.
she was
Like that
quoting the
means,
Torah. She was quoting the Torah. Those who bless Israel will be blessed. Those who curse Israel will be cursed. It's very simple, very
oh, okay,
clear.
okay,
And
that's
we look, we don't expect everyone to like fall in line and say, "Oh, okay, you're perfect. You do this." Look, there will always be people talking against us, but guess what? We put our heads down. We deal with our own set of laws. We deal with who we are. We're not focused on what other people are doing. We're focused on what we're doing. If you want to have another religion, or I'm not saying you personally, but other people want to have another religion, great. Let them do whatever they want. We are not in the ministering business and trying to get more people to do what we're doing.
I agree. I have another question. Hanukkah. Is it something that is in the Torah,
No,
or is it
no,
just a
that's one of
memorial?
two major holidays that are not in the Torah. It's not a Torah holiday. That and Purim are rabbinic holidays or outside of the Torah. Let's call it that.
Okay, why is it done? Even by Orthodox Jews, they do it too. Why is it done?
Because it's a minhag. It's custom. It's tradition. They've decided that
Um,
it's a great celebration. Both are somewhat related in the sense that um, it was overcoming a tremendous threat to the Jews, and the Jews persevered and won. So we celebrate that. We celebrate that we did well. It's kind of like July 4th for the United States.
I
But
hear it.
it's not in the Constitution, but we celebrate it.
Exactly.
I do hear that.
This has been Ask a Jew Anything, brought to you by the people who bring you Shabbos and Hanukkah.
On that note, Doctor and Uncle Norm, I want to play a small clip from our sponsor. 1 second,
Wild
guys.
Culpepper.
Yeah, Loud Culpepper.
Sponsor?
Please,
What the
if
hell?
everybody can just mute up while I play our sponsor's message today. Thank you. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Oh, what's going on? Wait. Okay, sorry. Okay. Water bottles. Oh. And hydrogen bombs. It shouldn't be. My apologies. Here we go. So sorry, guys. This is happening right here in our country. Did you know that there are literally thousands of peaceful, violent activists who are hungry and unemployable, all because they stood up to freedom? There are students that can't afford dry cleaning for their keffiyehs. They can't afford to cover their basic needs like water bottles and hydrogen bombs. It shouldn't be a career-ending crime to pitch a tent. It shouldn't be a career-ending crime to resist arrest or beat up Jews. It shouldn't be a career-ending crime to call for an end to a genocide by calling for a different genocide. It should not be a career-ending crime to commandeer a university library and take Zionists hostage. But now the world has decided that our crimes are career-ending. How will our income be covered? How is our income going to be covered? Who will cover our income?
Hi, I'm Lau Culpepper, founder of Covered Income, a new fund aimed at giving a financial lifeline to the morally bankrupt. We provide aid to comrades whose activism has made them toxic to employers. We have helped thousands of social justice warriors get back on their feet and back on the streets. Don't just take my word for it. I got expelled from school for ripping down posters of alleged kidnapped Zionists. But thanks to Covered Income, I don't need a degree or a job because my income is covered. I got covered income. I got covered income. I got covered income. I got covered income. Your neighbor probably got covered income. Your mom definitely got covered income. And you can get covered income too. Visit covered.income to join our family because you can make a difference. Did you know that there's
BB, these people should get covered income.
Yeah,
You
I
quit
think you have to
blaming them.
pronounce it covered income, and just so
So
people think
I
it's
said it
a.
wrong.
No, I think it works better when you say covered income. That way, it sounds like the
These
word
people should
income.
be covered income.
You know?
Yeah, no, they deserve to get covered income.
I just want people
Yes.
to print
Get
to
covered
like
income. Yeah.
I'm
forward
sorry.
it.
Get.
Like,
Get.
yeah. What's so
Amir
funny is they
says he's
talk about.
reporting me to the FBI because he thinks that we set up a fake charity in his name in his house. So I think he deserves to get covered income as well.
You should get covered
What,
Of
income.
course, he's been spending so much time on this app. He deserves to get covered income, and all the people that are in his room, they're doing a lot of work, and they deserve to get covered income.
I like peaceful, violent protesters in the beginning. It's such funny 2, 3 words. Maybe Ryan downstairs wants to get covered income.
Yeah, I don't know. Would you like to come up, Ryan? If you want, I can fill out the application where you can get money to clean your kafia. Um, they'll sponsor
Also,
you.
they do flags for an extra charge.
Yeah,
If you do the flag and the coffee at the same time, you get a 20% discount.
but I do see because he has
Does
profile
that
photos,
include any compensation for Ilan Omar's turban?
he's also gonna get covered income.
What's up, everyone? This is my
Look,
first.
Jihadis.
look,
What's up?
I'm
This is
gonna
my
say this
first
out straight
time
away.
in Amir's room in like 8 months. Thanks.
No problem, bro.
I gotta see what does he have a room open? I gotta see what he
We
said.
also have a song by one of our engineers, Daniel. If he would be so nice to play the song, we got a lot of good stuff on this in this house that are coming to you,
It took
everybody on Clubhouse.
it took me a few moments until Elle made the joke about what that word was for me to actually get it, and now I can't stop laughing.
Well, you can click on the link above and look at the logo. The logo's pretty
I
neat
Oh
wanted
too.
to
my
say that
god.
Normal kind of ruined the joke, but I guess it helps some people. So thanks, Normal.
Mm.
That's called a left-handed compliment, by the way.
Is is this really Amir's
A
room?
left, a
Because my
left-handed
It's his
right,
income.
house.
because
This is
my
his
right hand
house.
is busy.
So everyone, what happened was everyone fell asleep and like logged off, and you stayed on. How did this happen?
Very trusted, amazing engineer, Daniel, and we've hacked that house, and now he's forced to open up another house.
And what's his other house called now?
World something forum. I don't know. It's
Covered
useless.
income. Okay.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get him sponsored to get covered income, but I'm not sure if he wants it.
Universal covered income.
It's right, universal covered income.
We might need umbrellas.
My
Yes,
goodness,
we
man.
should get it.
Honestly, when these guys were
Yeah,
recording that, did they not even pay the slightest attention? Like, not even once?
Daniel, you're supposed to be Jewish. Did you think about the umbrellas?
What?
Did you even think about the umbrellas that people may need if we have universally if we universally get covered income? I mean covered
No,
income.
why umbrella? It's good. It's good for the
Goodness
face.
It's
gracious.
good for the skin and the hair.
Yes.
The world would feel a lot more
I went
prosperous,
to
I
a
guess.
party last week with Daniel, and they yeah,
Wait,
it
they called
was
it
it
Impressive.
was
World
fine.
for what? World's World
something
Affairs
forum.
Forum.
Who Amir's
Yes,
new
yes,
house?
something like that.
It's
Yeah.
called World Affairs Forum.
He just threatened me to in the back channel. He's like, you better stop this right now. You know what it's like. You're gonna be crying if you're permanently banned. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Oh, I
So
thought
I
he was
sent
going to
his
say
phone
you're going
number
to
to
know
at
what it's
least
like to
50.
be covered in cum.
I've already sent his phone number to like 1,500 people today.
You should. Is there a way to leak it to those people who like call you for?
Filling out forms all morning.
I get all of these. The open enrollment period for Medicaid, is, Medicare, excuse me, is now. You need to call and try to sell you Part C and D.
Well, I still think that Amir deserves to get covered income. Just because he's angry doesn't mean he doesn't deserve it.
Mm.
You're right. Everybody's an equal opportunity participant, and they should all
Yeah.
get covered income.
Depends on what your needs are.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck. Yeah. There's umbrella policies.
I was wondering about that. Now, in my limited experience, you can't let it dry.
No, 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 no. Then you're in a sticky situation.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Now
Uh,
we're never gonna be able to have a conversation about universal basic income in a different room without
Mhm.
dying of laughter.
Hey, coming to a Canada near you. They're talking about it in the Parliament. It's getting. I think a bill got introduced.
Oh my god. No, I was in a room where they were talking about universal basic income, and
Mm,
now I'm just like, oh god, I just can't join that stage. It'll be
mm.
like, you mean
don't be
I'm
embarrassed,
sorry,
Meg.
I'm dying.
My needs are very basic as well. I'm very vanilla on these matters.
You like it flavored?
Vanilla, yeah. It seems to fit the color scheme.
I wouldn't know. Like, how would I know?
I got covered income last night, but it was my own income. Is that count?
Left
No,
hand
you're
or right
generating.
hand?
It's okay.
Left hand or right hand? Are you a
Uh,
leftist or a rightist? Or righty?
I have to do. I choose leftist because it's unfamiliar.
Oh yeah.
It's unearned income.
No, it's like black income. You don't report it.
No, we no we call wait. We don't call it black income. What do we?
How do you call
Like
it?
that.
How do you call it?
I don't know. It's a good question. Just
We call
non-reported
it off
income.
the books.
We call it
Yeah,
like black
off the books.
market,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
know?
something like
Like,
that.
Off the
Yeah, don't
books.
call it black income anywhere, Daniel, please. If you care for your
you
life.
want to be covered with black income?
Oh my god.
You did not say no. I just want to say, like, say, oh my God, but you didn't say no.
It's been a long time since I heard that, baby. I couldn't even anticipate it. I knew something was coming, but I didn't. Well, let me
Oh.
rephrase that. I knew, I knew there was a joke.
Something was coming.
Yeah, let me phrase that differently.
What gave it
Mm.
away? Yaakov saying, oh my God?
I don't know. We all started to. I
I
think the realization dawned in our minds simultaneously.
don't say it nearly as well as Isa. Oh my god! However she says it all the time.
Best part of the day.
Mm,
Shabbos jokes.
mm.
Oh yeah, Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and
Shabbat
happy
shalom.
Shabbat
6 nights of
Shalom.
Hanukkah. Yeah, Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
shalom. Shabbat shalom.
So what happened to Amir's house? Like, why did he open a new one?
He's diversifying.
Because the Gaza thing is kind of collapsing or what?
No, he got shadow banned because they lie so much, and people have been reporting, I guess, and nobody could see his room, so that's why he's been putting it in the chat. It's the sixth night, right? Tonight, well, 4, 5, 6, yeah.
Yes.
So they, so then he's been so. What happened was I noticed yesterday, like, buddy, I'm telling you real quick. So I noticed yesterday that he kept sending out links saying, "Hey, a room open," and it's his link attached. And I'm like, "There's no link attached, right?" So he's like, "I don't know, man. What's going on in Clubhouse? They shadow ban me." I'm like, "Yeah, you are. I could never see your room in the hallway." So somebody made this house, wink, wink, like a month ago. So he opened up a new house, world something for him. And I'm like, "Oh my God, perfect." So I opened up the room. John Kitterer opened up a room. And I had like 60 people in here yesterday. He's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" So I went into the
Did
room.
you
He's
say
like,
people? You say people?
the people.
The
So then I went
beepers.
into
He's
his
just
room
used to
last night.
saying beepers.
People.
I went
We
into
were.
his room last night. He's like, "You fucking bastard guy, fucking you bitch, you fucking stay in the audience, you fuck. I'm calling the FBI on you," because they were playing the room.
A terrorist is threatening to call the FBI.
Yeah,
That
yeah, I
is
was laughing.
hilarious.
So they were playing the recording of this room, and they're like, "He set up a fake fucking charity in my name." I'm like, "Yeah, you guys should donate it to Kyle Culpepper." I go, like, Kyle, right? I go, "It's you guys all deserve to get covered income." That's it. What the fuck? So I'm like, "Don't worry." Now I'm opening up a room again. So I opened up a room again last night, and then this morning I text him. I'm like, "Hey, opening up another room," and he's like, "What the fuck?" So then he messaged me on Clubhouse. He's like, "Yeah. You're gonna be crying if you're banned permanently from my house." I'm like, "Just say sorry."
Oh, from his house? You're gonna be banned? Oh. It's like those guys that are like a hunger strike. Like, if you don't gonna release us, we're not gonna eat. Okay.
Don't eat.
Yes,
Do,
like,
do you mind if I have yours? I don't want it to
your
go to
terms are
waste.
acceptable.
If you're not eating that, could I maybe have some?
And
Yes.
you signed up for the kosher meal plan so you get better food. Now you don't want to eat?
No, none of them sign up for the kosher plan.
No, in prison, a lot of
Ah,
people all of a
yeah.
sudden become
That's haram,
Jewish.
bro. That's haram.
They would prefer to starve, which is something that, it's
Hard to
okay.
argue.
Her body, her choice.
Daniel, you know what's funny? One of them said, one of the, in recent days, one of them
It's
have said
all of it is
that they
funny,
would rather
but go
drink
ahead.
camel piss than eat pork.
Sorry, Alpha.
That they would rather drink camel's piss instead of rather than eating pork.
Honestly, look, guys,
And pork
as
was not
someone in
even
the field
offered.
of, that's my
You're doing it purposely, Daniel.
What?
You,
oh my goodness. I swear, the kind of things they say, you start doubting. You start doubting. Are some people born just with an empty skull and just? I don't think the central nervous system is functional.
But like, they start with empty, and somehow they double down all the time. Like, they kind of it accelerates the retardation.
Exactly.
They start from zero and they go down to minus. I don't like how it works. Very bizarre phenomena.
It's like, don't double down. Go back to your previous statement. It was much better than this one.
I have a question.
Honestly,
Is
BB, like
something
you guys, man, when I heard that clip, I thought it was just,
Hold up.
I thought it was
Alpha,
like,
Meg has a very soft voice, but she tried to kind of
I do? I have a serious question. So I heard this a few days ago. What are Hanukkah donuts, and how can I get some?
don't.
He's
well,
talking about sufganiyot. So
Yes.
you
it's a
can
big
go,
conversation. This is very Talmudic.
yeah, yeah.
Wait, no.
Like, where do
Is
you live?
this
Where, Meg,
is this
can you tell me where you live by any chance? Or are you afraid of that?
And do you love your
is
body currently?
is this a euphemism?
No, no, no. He's joking. I'm trying to help you find sufganiyot.
And I'm trying to help you not get
Oh,
fat from Sufganiyot.
Los Angeles. Yeah,
damn,
yeah. No, there's no, but
this
Los
guy.
Angeles. Like, can I just walk in and say I'm looking for the Hanukkah donuts?
It's not hard.
Usually
It's,
a Jewish bake shop or a Jewish supermarket will have them during Passover. It's
not Passover,
getting
during
is
Hanukkah.
today's the sixth night, so you gotta get in there. Sunday will be the last day. I don't know if they'll have any, but try to get some today before Shabbos. before they
If they will have
close.
it, they will either have it at the entrance or next to the cashier at this time
Yeah,
of the.
exactly.
Okay, what is so awesome about them?
Their tradition. They're
The
Their dough
huge.
kitchen.
with oil, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
this is like
It's just
and
like a big
sugar.
donut, you know. It's just it only comes around once a year, you know. It's frankly I hate the things. You know,
Wait, what was her
be
question?
honest.
What was
A
the
Be
little bit
honest
of
with
question?
you.
I didn't
heartburn
quite
never
Dunkin'
catch
killed
it.
Donuts
anyone.
makes better donuts. Dunkin' Donuts
You
makes.
don't like the Moroccan fringe?
They're okay. I don't know. It's just
Oh my God, that's the best thing.
yeah,
I think about it
It's
all
all
year.
yeah,
sorts
It's
of
the
dough
best
with
thing.
oil, basically,
yeah.
in
Fried in
Yeah.
different.
oil.
But the
Look,
miracle,
potato lockies are better,
tasty
Meg.
or special about them?
the,
Do
the
they
Get
have
some
miracle is
potato.
sugar
And you have
glaze?
levivot. Do you do
What?
levivot?
Do they have
what
the
are
Megan?
sugar
those?
glaze though? That's important.
Some do, some don't. Some just have like a dough that's injected with different fillings, and then they're
With
just
jelly,
deep fried. Yeah,
Jam,
jelly,
Jelly?
jam, all sorts
jam,
of things. Um,
chocolate.
yeah,
Oh,
chocolate, you name it. You know,
cream.
yeah,
oh, those are good
covered
too.
in cum.
So I was thinking, yeah.
Oh, bro, oh my God, ew.
You're sick. You
Covered or
sick,
filled?
sick man.
Filled with.
And you get 20% discount with that too.
Because it's Jewish.
Yeah, 10% of your purchase price goes to covered in cum.
For our dear activists who are doing such hard work.
Guys,
I can't do this
it's like high
anymore.
school all over
Oh
again.
my goodness. Why am I laughing at this ungodly hour?
What time is it there?
I came back, I went to sleep, and I woke up and I heard people talking about, being covered in cum because, because of such hard work, no pun intended. I mean, people
You
are
must be at
sweating
least.
out there for some covered income. So,
What are you, GMT
it
plus
fits, it
6?
fits. It's all part of the program.
What are you, GMT plus 7?
+8.
Plus 8. Holy shit.
Yep.
Wow. Holy cow. You are
Like
far east.
literally on the margins of the
You're
universe.
almost at the negative. You're almost at GMT minus. You gotta.
My mother, whenever I speak to my mother about like the GMT, she always says, I think God has a purpose for us. He just put us on the margins of the universe.
Mm,
Yeah, man, we're on the margins of the universe, brother. But we don't have covered income here. We have to have our own insurance. Do you guys notice something about this stage? They all came and engaged in these conversations, and at the end, they just couldn't help it. They had to go to the blame game. They just had to go to the
mm,
results of the same old anti-Semitic tropes. They just couldn't carry one single statement to its conclusion.
mm.
Not one.
Mm.
Quite interesting people we have on Clubhouse.
KO.
Yes,
Is there a joke in the name Lyle Culpepper that I'm not getting?
I didn't see it.
You know what? I asked Bibi the same thing. Now
He
I'm
kind of
curious.
alluded
Is
to it. BB, you kind of alluded to earlier that that was like even the name was a spoof. And I'm like, what the hell? I can't find anything in the name, Lyle Culpepper. Like covered in cum, easy. That one I get, but Lyle Culpepper?
Oh, I didn't get it, Joe Yakov. I didn't get it until like they repeated. I was like, oh crap!
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Like
That's why I
this
think
is
you
bad
should say it. That's why you
alliteration.
need to say it covered income, like the word income, like, things that you make, because that way people would, yeah, sure, okay, and they would forward the URL, and only once they sort of looked at the what you call it, the not the icon, what do you call it? What the little God, my brain's not working. Little graphics that go with a logo. Sorry, a logo. The logo, and then if you read it, you realize what
El Normo's like he lost his chapati. Like, you know what's interesting, Yaakov, that when Bibi opened the room, now, mind you guys, Amir and them have been dying. Like they've been dying to speak to me. Dying. And they don't have the guts, right? They don't have the testicles to come into a room where I'm present, right? And because I go for the jugular.
So just go
I'm
in there.
sorry.
So let's go in there right now.
But you know what the interesting is, because I don't go there, right? And when Bibi opened the room, I was like, and it notified me. I said, huh? So
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
you're like,
carrying
what
my
the fuck?
niece. Literally, I was carrying my niece, and I looked at my phone. I said, "What's going on? Like, what?" And I'm like, "Is that what I think it is?" So I gave my niece back, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Well, what? I was like, "All
Mm.
right, okay, I see what's going on now." And I was literally exhilarated, man. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, BB, have the FBI knocked on your door yet?
No, they haven't come yet. What's up, Pookie? What's up, everyone? No, but I wouldn't go there right now. They ain't gonna entertain you right now. He's gonna play games.
Let's go there now.
You guys can go. Let me know how that works out. I'm not leaving.
I know. Yeah, you got to hold down the fort,
Yeah, you guys go. Let me know how it works out.
Alpha.
It'd be good if somebody could fucking stream it into this room. Like if you had two
You
devices,
know
that'd be
what,
awesome.
BB?
Yes.
I'll just go and just sit in the audience and see what the reaction will be about
Well,
me.
hold on. Let me
Let's go,
go.
Yaakov. Let's go.
Hold
Let's
on.
go.
Yeah, just
Just
go
ping me
15
up.
seconds. Wait, hold on. Just go. You what? You can't see it in the hallway?
No, I can't see them.
It'd be good if somebody
Yeah.
could
I'll
stream
ping you.
it.
I'll ping you.
Two accounts.
I
Does
don't
anybody
have
have
All
two
two
right.
accounts?
devices. I don't.
Does
Call
anybody have
John
two
up.
All right,
accounts?
ping me.
Uh, yeah, could somebody get John
Sleeping
Kidover in
Larry.
here? Fuck.
What, man? That guy. Ah, that guy is just incorrigible,
Wait,
man.
is there a link to the room?
There has to be. I can't see him. I can't see him in the
I can't see
hallway,
him in
so I'm
either.
waiting for Yaakov to ping me. Watch, they're gonna talk about it for a whole month. Alpha came to our
Or
room.
Alpha ping
Like
if you
what?
get Alpha if you get in ping me, but I might be blocked. Amir has me blocked, I think.
Ah, well, I'm waiting for
He
Yaakov
was
to ping me.
upset that
Okay, I
I
think he
just
did.
he was upset with me because I was just discussing Islamic history and he said I'm Islamophobe, I'm disgusting.
Yeah, they always do that crap. Lunatics, man.
No,
They
he
always
didn't
do
say
that
it like
crap.
that though, Jihadi. He said, "You fucking retard, bitch, fucking bastard guy, you fucking Islamophobic fucking bitch."
You
You gotta,
disgusting
man.
piece of
Those
shit.
insults are classic. All right, Yaakov just unpinged me, so let me see what they're gonna say. Let me
Oh
see.
fuck, man. I would okay. Okay, what's going on? What's going on, man? Galumi, everybody. Rumor, you don't have two phones, bro? You can't stream it in here?
I
Why are you in such a happy mood, baby?
but you know Amir doesn't like
Okay.
you do know Amir doesn't like me. He's got me blocked on everything. We
That's fine.
there's no way that Amir is gonna let me in his room. No way.
Okay. Okay. Fuck, I need John Kidover, man. I need somebody to stream it in this room. Hmm. I got two phones.
You know I'm
One for
blocked
the
because
chat, one for the host.
he thought I was Rabbi McDickerson. So,
Rabbi McDickerson. Yeah, Dickie. I know.
and that's why I'm blocked on everything.
Okay.
Yay.
Wee. Yeah, we had a great room.
The coexistence room, all coexisting over hate for a few. I hate it. Just he's annoying as fuck.
That's fuck. Yeah, I wonder where they are.
What's up?
Where's
What?
the kid over? I need that motherfucker.
What is the house called again that he's in?
World something forum.
I can't see it in the hallway. That's why no, I'm kicked out already. I can't see it.
Well, you got to find if you can see. You got to look on the top, and if you see Yaakov or Alpha,
Hold on.
you know what I mean? Yeah, Haiwan. No, nobody closed this room. I want to see if I could see them because I guarantee they're not letting me in there.
No, I can't.
Hold on.
BB, I can't see it.
Oh, I found Alpha. 1 second. Okay, hold on.